Chad, Central African Republic, Gabon, Cameroon, the suffering of the people of Biafra, of Nigeria, of Cameroon, Amazonia, the killings in Chad, the killings in Libya, the suffering of the people of Libya, the turmoil in Mali, the turmoil in the Sahel region of West Africa across Boko Haram, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Maghreb. Those are the issues we are going to raise here today. I am happy that we have a full panel and the millions of people watching us as Africans, trying to talk about our destiny, trying to find our destiny. What ails Africa? What kills Africa? What makes Africa not work? These are the things that we should start to form a renaissance. Africa needs a renaissance. Africa needs to think again. Africa needs a rebirth. This is what we want to dissect here this morning for the next 2.5 hours to 3 hours. I will set the rules very clear. One, if you are not talking, you switch off, you mute, so that we can hear the rest of others. The first time introduction. We shall need introduction so that we don't know. We want to know whom we are talking to. Even if we are talking to Buhari or Buhari's men, we welcome them on the panel. We want all these people to hear our views. I can see African Union here. They are here. I can see them, their flag, they are here. We want you to hear what we think about African Union. We want you to hear what we think about French involvement in Africa. Why the French are causing more mayhem on the African continent than any other colonial master. And these are hard facts. We want them to hear what can be done. We want people to know that Nigeria is a giant of Africa, but it is crumbling. It is falling to pieces day and night. Abductions, kidnap, rape, killings. I'm not saying these are only in Nigeria. Central African Republic, Chad. We saw a president being killed in the broad daylight, killed, assassinated by rebels who left Libya, who are commanded by a rebel supported by France. General Khalifa Haftar is a rebel supported by France. He's training rebels to kill another African head of state. I don't mind. I don't want to know. Ambassador Maina will tell me from Chad if Idris Dapre was a dictator. That is now the Chadian to tell us. But we cannot be happy when we see one president in Africa being killed by an army crossing from Libya, coming to kill, training an army under the auspices of African Union. Does African Union know that there is an army in Libya that has been trained, that is training to assassinate leaders on the continent? These are the hard questions we want to answer. I want everybody on the panel to feel free to exchange views. Whether you have even Muhammad Buhari, President Buhari of Nigeria, you can send your people to listen to us. Especially for me, I don't care about you. I respect you, but I don't care. As long as you are not doing the right things which you promised the people of Nigeria. So go on a transform and hang yourself, because things are not going to be the same. Africa has been talking. Africa has been talking for the last 4 years. I've been talking about the war in Cameroon. I've been talking about the war in Nigeria. I've been talking about a referendum. I'm not a Nigerian. I'm not a Biafran. But I'm a Pan-African who sees the values of being an Africa that we want to build. An Africa with equitable distribution of our democracy. An Africa with a new breed, a breed that will accept elections and go home. An Africa that will not rely on foreign agencies for sponsorship to change regimes, to change governments on the African continent. I'm one of those who hates George Soros. I have nothing to do, I have no regrets for hating George Soros. Because George Soros sponsors regimes that favor him where he gets money. Therefore, Pan-African Forum is independent. We work on our own mandate. We have our own mandate. We don't subscribe to any stupidity of international agencies. We are independent. We work, we bring. If you want to contribute to us, you can. If you don't, some of us have been on this planet Earth for 65 years. I've been there. I will make sure that I will host such a program without any assistance from anywhere. But if you bring it, fine. We don't request for your donations. We remain focused. We remain focused to liberate, to rebirth, to change Africa. That is our objective. To make sure that Africa works together with our partners, investors, without being assimilated. The policy of assimilation in France by the French has caused a war in Mozambique. Total Oil, Shell BP, these are the two companies that have always been behind Africa's problems. What can we do to stop them, to tell them, the younger generation that is here today, the academics, the freedom fighters, the human rights activists that I see on this program today, what can we do to change Africa? Lastly, my question, before I allow the timing and I give you time, each of you will have 6 minutes. 6 minutes to make your presentation. And I will show you a red card when you are about to reach the 6 minutes. So wrap it up. And then in 5 minutes, make a presentation. Interject. If you want to interject, show the sign, we shall allow you. Make the interjection as summarized as possible so that we allow other people to take part. The first assignment I'm going to do is to ask Polycarp, from Gaina, from Simon, from Professor Nyari, and the rest that row, and that row, second row, third row, to introduce themselves. When I call upon you, you just say your word, your organization, your country, where you are talking. You don't need to tell us for security reasons. Some of you fear Buhari, some fear Paul Biya, some fear Chad, new leaders, so some fear the French. So you can tell us simply the country, don't tell us the location of your town. So thank you very much. The question this morning is African Union dead? Is African Union dead? basing from your country, basing from the happenings in your country. Why is it African Union has not called a summit on Nigeria, for example? Why hasn't the African Union called a summit on Amazonia and Cameroon, for example? Why haven't we called a summit on Central African Republic? Why haven't we called a summit on Libya? Why haven't we called a summit on Maputo, Mozambique, Cape Delgado? People are dying. People are dying in Cape Delgado. Today, as we speak, Total Oil is evacuating its people, leaving a war behind for we black Africans and the white Africans, yellow Africans, because Africa is a mixture of many tribes, to be killed. Why is AU watching? In Democratic Republic of Congo, why is AU watching? In Ethiopia, between Egypt, why is AU not doing enough to avoid a war? Rwanda and Uganda have been quarreling for the last 2 years. We have a border closed. Why is AU quiet? In Somalia, we have intervened. But have we done enough? The panel and my participants, fellow participants in this conference. Therefore, is African Union dead? Has African Union died? Is African Union alive? If it is alive, why is Boko Haram killing people in Nigeria? In Maiduguri, in the northern part of Nigeria, people are being slaughtered, hands are being cut off, ears are being cut off, younger men are being abducted, younger girls are being taken hostage as married forcefully. Why is the African Union quiet? So we begin by introduction. I'll begin with Simon, and I will hand over back to Miriam to moderate purely 6 minutes each person. And Miriam, don't hesitate to intervene when you see someone going beyond that, because it's our role to make sure that everybody, millions who are watching you, hear your views, and at the same time they also write. Those who want to write on the chat, continue doing so. This is Punchline Africa Television in conjunction with Pan-African Forum, an organization that feels for Africa, stands for Africa, defends Africa in all international. Thank you very much. I start with Simon. Briefly greet the people. We know you are a person, not a robot.
Thank you very much, moderator. Thank you very much, Dr. Matsanga, for having me on this program today. I am very, very happy to be here to share the ordeal of Biafra people within Nigeria and within Africa. You have pointed a lot of interesting issues while you open your speech and address us this morning. You've mentioned a word like Sahel.
Yes, I now hold the fire. We wanted to know you. Hold it. You are coming.
Thank you.
On the queue. Miriam is going to select you first. Next, Professor. Professor Jaradi Onyari.
I'm saying thank you, Dr. Matsanga, my fellow panelists, our viewers from the continent and from around the world, their morning, their evening. I am from Kenya. I am a conflict and a security expert.
Thank you very much. Professor Jaradi Onyari is also a champion of the church and he can preach for you in case you have a problem now. Thank you very much. Next is Ambassador Ghana Maina from Chad. Let's go. Ambassador, greet the people of Africa and the world watching.
Thank you, my fellow panelists. A very good morning to you, wherever you are. Dr. Matsanga has finished to introduce me. He said Ambassador Ghana Maina from Chad, so I have nothing to add. Thank you so much, and thank you to having me in your show, Dr. Matsanga.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Ghana Maina, my friend, comrade. We oppose each other on several things, including with rebels who are holed up in Libya. I don't agree with them for them coming to Slain to kill a president, and then they run back to the desert. Next is Edward Kusewa from Kenya. Edward, just greet the people.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to listen to our colleagues from the West African region. We want to hear what Dr. Matsanga has been telling us about what is going on there. Kindly share with us the truth. Is African Union dead? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Polycarp Norie.
Polycarp Ngurie. Reverend Father Dr. Polycarp Ngurie. I am a Biafran in Nigeria. I am in Switzerland.
Thank you very much, Reverend. We have two men who can pray for us this morning in case Buhari wants to take us down to the Mecca. Thank you. Next is Dr. Arome Salif. Dr. Arome, if you can turn your equipment, you're upside down, sir. I want to be a honest African. I don't want to bury you when you are still alive, sir. Thank you, Dr. Arome Salif. We can't hear you. Unmute.
Okay, yeah. Good morning, everyone. My pleasure and great privilege to be with you this morning.
Volume.
Wonderful opportunity to have very intelligent and instructive conversations on topical issues as pertains to Africa and the welfare of its people. So I'm very interested and enthusiastic to get the details of this conversation and possibly make the necessary contributions, as to how best to handle and move forward as a people and as a continent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Arome Salif from AYJF. Is a security organization. It wants to hear, and it gathers all Africans. They want to hire. That's very good. You'll learn more from me today. Thank you very much. George Kese. Thank you. I can see you are wearing the same equipment.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am from East Africa. So today I just want to know the narrative that is being pushed on the media, because from the northern part of Africa, we hear a different kind of narrative that we don't understand. We get a lot of information that is not correct. So we can't get informed enough to understand the situation. And also in the case of African Union, based on the incidents that have been going on, and African Union has been quiet enough, we need to know what's the role of AU currently in Africa. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Castro Nkume. Thank you very much. I guess that name is from somewhere near Rwanda. If I'm not Rwanda or Burundi. I studied morphology and anthropological difficulties. But if I'm wrong, tell me.
No, I am a Biafran. Yes.
I'm wrong then. Nkume is from Biafra. Okay.
Yes.
We have Nkunda from Rwanda. The man who disturbed us in the region is somewhere there, hidden there. Yes.
I'm IPO resident in Israel. I'm residing in Israel, yes.
You are in Tel Aviv or?
Yes. In Tel Aviv.
Okay, thank you very much. Has Netanyahu gone or is still in power?
There are still issues here. we are trying to change him because he's been here for a long time.
Thank you. So he's taking the cue of the African leaders who don't want to leave power, and they are still there until they are left. They are removed. Thank you very much. And now I come to Mr. Ogubudzuwo. We just want to hear your voice to make sure we are not talking to a robot. Mr. Ogubudzuwo. Okay. We come to Michelle. Let people see you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on this panel, Dr. Matsanga. I am from Kenya, and I work with Dr. Matsanga at Pan-African Forum Limited. Thank you.
Thank you very much. She is my PA in case you want to get in touch and you haven't seen me. Simon, don't get tired. You always get hold of her. So thank you very much. And then we have Javani Karanja from Nanyuki in Kenya. Yes, go ahead, unmute. People want to hear your voice. Unmute. Unmute, yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. David Matsanga, for convening this great summit to discuss issues that affect us as Africans, Dr. Matsanga. And I will say that the solutions, the great future of Africa lies on its people. Therefore, it's a great forum, and I'm here to learn a lot on what is happening in North Africa. Because as in East Africa, we discuss
Hold the fire. Hold the fire. You are coming. Hold it and bring it when we come. Jocelyn, you have been very active on the chat. It's your chance for us to see your voice, your face. Yeah, we have very many. We have Jocelyn, if you are not coming quickly. We have so many people online, please come in quickly. If you can't show Infix Smart number 5, can you say something for us? Even if you want to hide your face, say something so that we know we are not talking to a robot. You know, some people have problems.
Hi, everyone. I can only talk. I don't want to show my face. So I'm just here supporting Simon from behind the scene.
Okay. Thank you very much. Jocelyn, that's okay because you never know. You never know. Buhari has got a man walking around the world. Thank you very much. And I also protect people's interests. If you don't want to show your face, tell us. Some of us have shown our faces. You know, some people have problems.
Hi, everyone. I can only talk. I don't want to show my face. So I'm just here supporting Simon from behind the scene.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Unmute.
That's okay because you never
unmute, Jocelyn. Unmute.
Buhari has got the men walking around the world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's very good. Nnamdi Igwebwe. Meanwhile, Chuku Matthew and Austin Ibuka. All of you can say hi, even if close the doors.
Hi, this is Austin Ibuka. I'm here to support brother Simon Ekpa.
Okay. And Nnamdi Igwebwe. Joseph Okoye. I remember Brigadier Okoye. Are you related to Brigadier Okoye in the Biafran War? There was a very senior Brigadier Okoye there. Joseph Okoye. Okay, Shoni Wesonga. Shoni Wesonga. Okay, fine. Bro Chindera. Ati Chindera. Chindera must be from one of those places.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, brother Chidera here. We are here with the Powerade, Red Bull, and the Local Z to support our brother Simon Ekpa in case if you need an energy. Thank you, sir.
Hey, okay. Miriam, Simon, Shoni Wesonga, are you there from East Africa? Chuku Matthew, are you there? Or you are also with Red Bull and the Bull behind?
I'm here. Good morning. I'm here to support my brother Simon Ekpa and very Reverend Father Dr. Polycarp Nwere. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And Ambrose Otachi, I believe from East Africa.
Yes, I'm very much available, Dr. Matsanga.
Are you also supporting me? Because I can see Simon has come with a battalion. So thank you very much, viewers. Thank you very much, Ambassador Gaina Maina, the rest of you there, all of you, Francis Ferdinand. I believe you are one of those also.
Yes, I'm here to support my comrade Simon Ekpa.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, viewers. Now, I return you to the beautiful voice. You see, for us, we share now gender parity. We don't want Jocelyn to accuse us that it was only men speaking. So we now return you to gender parity, to hear the beautiful, quiet voice from East Africa, from Punchline Africa Television. Miriam Ogutu is our senior anchor, a senior researcher for my Punchline Africa Television, based in Nairobi and Africa. Thank you very much, Miriam. I hand you back. We shall both be moderators. When I see some things, I will come in to interject. Miriam will take us through in timekeeping. I will be noting points. She will be noting points. And therefore, I return it to the lady. Ladies first, but we made ladies last. Okay. We are sorry.
That's okay.
We are Chubans. Okay. I'm a Chuban train.
That's okay.
We all come as comrades. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
That's okay. Dr. David Matsanga, thank you so much for taking us through that first session of introduction, and also we're able to know some of our panelists and wherever they're watching us from across the globe. And thank you so much for being part of this program today. We have been looking at this topic now. We have featured East Africa, and then we had featured also SADC the last time we had this conversation. So today we shall base our conversation around West Africa, Central Africa, and Northern Africa. Is the African Union dead? And to start us off, I think we are ready to hear submissions now from Simon Ekpa. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, moderator. Is my voice clear enough?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Yes.
All right. I really appreciate the fact that a lot of people are here to support me. We Biafrans are moving always with one spirit, and that's the reason why almost everyone that spoke here from the West Africa, they are here to support Biafra and support Mr. Simon and every other Biafran on this platform. I will be presenting a case, and I will be arguing on some certain important issues on this particular panel today. The question of whether Africa Union is dead, I would say Africa Union is not only dead, and if anything like that exists, they have become dormant. A lot of issues we are going to analyze with this short time I have here. First of all, every one of us here knows what is Sahel. Sahel is a region. The question I would want to ask every panelist here before going into the problem of Nigeria, which by extension, affect every African and by extension as well to other parts of the world. Sahel is not an African language. You all may agree with me, Sahel is derived from the Arabic word. Now, please, those talking should mute themselves. Now, the question again is, why do we have Sahel as a name of a region in West Africa? Why do we have Sahel? Please, moderator, can you check the screen and make sure nobody is sharing any video or screen? What I'm seeing here, people are sharing screen. If you all could put some security in place that nobody should share screen before I start talking, so to avoid distraction. I believe
we are okay. Simon, just go ahead. And for those
Miriam, Peter, please. Peter, can you switch off your screen? Your screen is showing us some uncoordinated troop movement. We don't want to see now.
Dr.
We allow you your freedom, but please don't bring us uncoordinated troop movement on this show.
We will take care of it from our side. Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Please, and the studio in Nairobi, please take care.
All right, we are very much
aware. Don't allow people to bring here. All of us have wives.
All right, and also for Simon, don't worry about security. That is also has been taken care of. So just go ahead. Don't worry about that.
All right, all right. Thank you. So the question to why do we have a name like Sahel in Africa? Africa have their own language. Africa have their own dialect. We are indigenous people. Why do we have Sahel as a region in Africa? This is a question that I'm asking every one of us here today. And there is only one reason for that. It is the conquest of Africa. This is not just about Nigeria. This is not just about the Arab world taking over Africa or taking over Nigeria. It is a total conquest. And this has started a very long time ago. Now, let us transit that to what is happening in Nigeria today. Nigeria is a country, that was founded on fraudulent amalgamation of 1914, and with that amalgamation of 1914, the indigenous people of Biafra were not consulted. People from the Oduduwa Republic, people from Biafra Republic, and the middle belt of Nigeria, they were not consulted to know whether everyone want to be part of Nigeria or not. And after this amalgamation of Nigeria, a lot of disagreement, a lot of anger has been the order of the day. And because of the history of Nigeria, how a man called Usman Danfodio conquered the northern Nigeria and installed the emirate. Now that same conquest continued from 18 something up till 1914, when the British came in and amalgamated Nigeria, the northern protectorate and the south and all that, joined them together forcefully to have what we call Nigeria today. Since then, we have been having a number of genocide, number of ethnic cleansing, killing, massacre of the people of the eastern Nigeria, mainly the Biafrans. Now, on the year of 1945, many Biafrans were massacred in Nigeria, and this killing of Biafran has continued from 1945 in Jos. I don't know how many of you have that knowledge. 1945, thousands of Biafrans were killed in the northern Nigeria prior to independence. In Kano genocide in 1953, Biafran people were massacred in their hundreds, and nobody has been held responsible until this day. In 1966, before the Biafra-Nigeria war, over 60,000 Biafrans were killed. Some of them were captured as the plane arrived in northern Nigeria from abroad, and they singled out all Biafrans, massacred them. These were doctors, engineers, and all that, massacred all of them in their cold blood. Now, between 1967 to 1970, over 3 million Biafrans were killed by Nigeria, the worst genocide after the Holocaust. And these people were not killed by bullets. they were killed by starvation. This is the biggest and the most gruesome way to die, that you die of hunger while the vultures are waiting to besiege on your corpse. In Kano in 1980, between 1967 to 1970, and then after that, we have had a lot of crises within Nigeria, within the northern Nigeria mostly. And in 1980, the Igbos, Biafrans were also massacred in their numbers in Kano. This was after the declaration of no victor, no vanquish. In Maiduguri in 1982, I'm just giving you a very comprehensive, I would say extract of the killing, because if I start mentioning it from year to year, it's going to, so I'm mentioning the major massacre of the Igbos within Nigeria state. In 1982, in Maiduguri, over hundreds and hundreds of Biafrans were massacred in cold blood. In Jimata in 1984, Nigeria massacred Biafrans, and this killing of Biafrans is always targeted to make sure that any uprising or any agitation for disintegration of Nigeria will be suppressed. And Biafra has continued to pay the price since 1945. In Gombe 1985, Biafrans were massacred in their hundreds. In Zaria 1987, they killed over 1,000 plus in Zaria. In Kaduna and Kafanchan in 1991, Biafrans have paid the biggest price after over 5,000 people were killed. Bauchi and Katsina in 1991, December 1991, it was all-round jamboree to kill Biafrans in Nigeria. In Kano 1991, the same year, a lot of Biafrans were massacred in their cold blood in Kano. In Zangon Kataf in 1992, Biafrans paid the biggest price of one Nigeria. In Fontua 1993, Biafrans were massacred in their thousands. In Kano 1994, the killing of Biafran continued in Nigeria to keep Nigeria one. In Kaduna 2000, Biafrans were killed in their hundreds, property worth of billions were destroyed, and some of the Biafrans that were affected could not recover up to this day in 2021. In 2001, in the same Kaduna, the Biafrans were massacred and killed in their hundreds. After the 2000 riot in Kaduna, it continued in 2001 for those who did not go back to the southern part of Nigeria. In Maiduguri, in the same 2001, Biafrans were killed and massacred in their hundreds. Jos Maiden crisis in September 2001 also witnessed the massacre and killing of Biafrans to maintain one Nigeria. Why I've listed this is people do not understand the level of killing of Biafrans in Nigeria. It didn't start today. Kaduna 2002, hundreds and hundreds of Biafra were massacred and killed in cold blood. I do not know whether our brothers and sisters in other parts of Africa has ever read this kind of news. In Jos, in November 2008, in Jos, a place called Plateau State, Biafrans were massacred in cold blood. Beheading of Gideon Akuluka in December of 1996 in a police station in Kano was perpetrated and orchestrated by those in power today. Most of them from Gumi, most of them from Pantami, most of them were perpetrated by those people you see in the power of today, like Buhari and co. Those in the presidency. St. Martin's killed December 2001. And then we come to the post-presidential election in 2011. Biafrans were massacred, include youth corps members, men and women, were massacred in the north. Now in 2010, Christmas Eve, in Jos, hundreds of Biafrans were killed and massacred in cold blood. And in Madala Christmas Day in 2011, Biafrans were killed and massacred. What I am reading out to you now is something you can check, can Google it and check it online. In Mubi, January 6, 2012, Biafrans were massacred. And the many Igbos and Biafrans dead by Boko Haram. Boko Haram massacred a lot of them. So why I have laid this background is that on this rock, I shall build my temple today. And let me make it very clear that the reason why African Union is dead is not unconnected to what is happening in Nigeria. Let us look at the background of those leading the African Union. Let us check their background. Let us check where they're coming from. Let us check what they have done in the past. Let us check who are their friends and their allies. Then you will know why the African Union is dormant in the killing happening all over Africa. It is targeted at a particular people. It is being orchestrated by a particular tribe, and the tribe that is orchestrating this killing all over Africa, especially in the West Africa, Nigeria, is a tribe called Fulani. The Fulanis has become, according to the World Terrorism Index, the herdsmen has become the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world. We are battling for survival in Nigeria, and that is the reason why you see a lot of secessionists, according to how they call it, a lot of secessionist group pumping up from Nigeria on daily basis, is because the government of Nigeria is directly involved in ethnic cleansing, directly involved in jihad, directly involved in sponsoring terrorism, directly involved in making sure that the Usman Danfodio conquest of the Nigeria continue up to this modern century. The killing in Nigeria today is being sponsored by the government of Nigeria. In case it may also shock you that almost all the sectors of the economy of Nigeria is controlled by Fulanis. And how do they do this? They do it by systematic conquest, what I call the systematic conquest. The systematic conquest works in a way that every Fulanis are installed in a very strategic position, from the banking and finance to the security to the executive to the judiciary to all sectors of the economy. And from these chiefs, they are now appointing other indigenous ethnic people, ethnic nationalities, and control them. So, in other words, you need only 10 Fulanis to control 100 millions of Nigeria.
Right. Simon, allow me to just cut you off for 1 minute.
Thank you.
You've mentioned a couple of issues there and cited incidences, some of which are a matter of public knowledge. I think people can Google and see the information that you just gave there. So according to you, has African Union done enough to address some of these insecurities and some of these very incidences that you've mentioned? And if not, how would you want African Union to address or to respond to a lot of these things that happen in the continent, with particular, incidences that you've mentioned moving forward?
African Union, with all due respect, like I said, is dormant. And for African Union to work and become effective, the president of African Union or the chairperson must resign. That's number one. He must resign, and there must be overhaul of the entire African Union. Because with the body language of the African Union, they are working in hand for a total conquest of Africa. And the new generation of Africa must resist that.
All right.
With the current setup of the African Union and the nonchalant attitude from them about the killing going on in Africa, especially in the West Africa, in Nigeria, for example. Do you know that on daily basis, thousands of people are chased out of their home? Do you know that on daily basis, hundreds of people are being murdered and slaughtered by Fulani herdsmen? Do you know that on daily basis, we see military escorting people out of their ancestral land? And not even the government of Nigeria is talking, nor the African Union is talking. So the point is that when we watch the African Union with what they did to Gaddafi, I am going to analyze that later on in this program. With what they did to Gaddafi, it is a long-term planning how to take over the entire Africa and turn it to whatever they want. And that's the reason why I asked the question, why do we have a name called Sahel? Why don't we use a different African dialect to address a region in Africa? Why must it be Arabic? We know that so many African countries speak Arabic and all that. But in those regions where you have this Sahel, why do we have Sahel as a region in African continent?
Okay. Thank you very much, Miriam. I want to intervene. One half a minute. To me, African Union is dead. It is not dormant. It is dead. Boss, a dormant thing can see someone, but this is a dead thing.
Thank you.
It has died. Simon, it has died. You mean they don't see Buhari? Buhari dresses up in those long things of yours from Nigeria, goes to African Union, 6.1 feet. I know how tall he is. 6.1 feet. He walks on in African Union when people are being killed, when Boko Haram is slaughtering people, when kidnap is taking place. And you tell me it is dormant? Simon, this is not dormant. It is a design designed by the French who control Buhari. Total Oil controls Buhari. I can tell you the people in your country who are controlled by Total Oil and Alcatel. You know the telephone called Alcatel. Obasanjo is a life chairman of Alcatel. Have you ever seen a life chairman in the world? He never loses that post. French, whose telephone is Alcatel? You live in Europe, sir. Who owns Alcatel? Is the French. Look at Total Oil. Buhari once knows, he told us, 100 days into power, I will crush Boko Haram. I am beginning to understand and agree with those who say, Miriam, that Boko Haram is sponsored by him. Yes.
Thank you,
I'm talking on behalf of Nigerians who are dying. I'm not playing.
You are right. I agree with you.
One Nigerian dead is very bad for me. They are my brothers. We want a united Africa. But you cannot unite Africa when you have Africa with wounds. There are wounds, bleeding. People are bleeding in Nigeria. In the southern part of Nigeria, in Port Harcourt, in Enugu, in Enugu, in Onitsha. You think I don't know these places? I have traveled there. People are dying today. Younger men are being put on Land Rovers and driven across the villages until their bodies are peeled off. And I'm not going to sit here as an African and say, I am a very good African who read politics in the University of London. Therefore, I'm happy. I walk around with my suits. No, we have to tell people the truth. African Union is captured. Is captured by the French. They have captured that Dr. Mohammed Faki. He's from Chad. Actually, he's a brother of one of the people here. I don't want to pinpoint him. He will go. He will defend himself. He is captured. So, you tell me. Tell me one thing. You think African Union doesn't know that people are dying in Enugu, in Maiduguri? You think African Union doesn't know that kidnaps are taking place? So the Nigerian issue has spread all over the northern parts of all these countries, which I don't want now, after learning that Sahel is not an African name, I don't want to call it Sahel. God forbid. I want to call it African Rio Africa.
Thank you very much.
Rio Africa. We have been infiltrated.
Yes.
We have been infiltrated by people who want us to kill each other.
Thank you.
Look at what is happening in Mali. Look at what is happening in the Central African Republic. Tell me, is there tourism in the Central African Republic? Why should there two Airbus leave Paris, the Go airport, flying into Central African Republic to carry what? Are there tourists there? There is a war in Central African Republic. Why should two airplanes always fly there every day? Two leaving, two going in. I've done all these logistics. They carry diamonds. When you talk, they finish you. And you, the younger generation, don't be worried. Many of the African leaders who talked like I'm talking have gone But let me also leave a legacy by speaking the truth. That the problem of Nigeria ashames us. Nigeria, with a population of 200 million people, we would be trading. When I see Nairobi refugees, Nigerian refugees, how do you explain to me that Nigerian refugees can be very many in Nairobi? Instead of them coming to visit Nairobi, they have come to seek asylum. Surely, we should keep quiet? No. So for me, I don't know whether I will have supporters on this panel. Amelia was only persuading supporters to support me in the motion later on that African Union is dead. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, very well. Dr. David Matsanga, and also earlier there, Simon Ekpa, I think, Biafran, as he says there. Now I'd like to bring in Ambassador Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Chad.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you for this opportunity. Today we are going to talk about this African Union. If I may remember, I was in your platform more than 20 times. We spoke the same thing, in and out. Like we always do the same mistake, we are expecting different result African. That is our mistake. But we need to start to recognize it as of today. Dr. Matsanga is my witness. I told him that anytime when you start accusing African Union, in which base? I remind him last time in this platform, I don't know if another people was there, I said, Dr. Matsanga, if you are a man and if your wife who's taking the responsibility of the home, you don't have nothing to say. Either you like it or not. You are a jobless, you stay home, you watch TV, your wife is working, she pay the house, everything, pay the school fees, but you want to talk. That is what we Africans are doing. We all know that 75% of the funding from African Union is coming from those white people, especially France. The President Kagame have fought for it more than 4 years to say, African, if we did not wake up to take our responsibility, we cannot set the rules. We are just complaining. For me, if you say African Union is dead or whatever, have you understand exactly what is the foundation of this African Union? It's Chinese people build the house for you guys. And France is footing the bulls. And what do you want then to say that you want people to take responsibility? How? And you know that those Western people, their advantage on Africa, they cannot live without Africa, either we like it or not. They are lions, we are gazelles. If we did not give them the meat, they will die. They will starve to death. So now we as African, what is our new strategy? Are we going to train ourselves to run faster than the lion, or we need to start always crying that we are not moving? This is my question of today. We are not here to point anybody who is a president of African Union or whoever. No, whoever will be there will be follow the rules because he don't have nothing to do. Unless we African will come together today to fund our African Union, to restructure it, we can decide who we want to be there. But today, me, you, Dr. Matsanga, and all the panel, we don't have a say. We are not here to agree. We are here to share our views and to bring ideas how we can, help each other. How we can come together to make sure that we are on the right direction. We don't want to die, but we want to go to heaven. That is impossible. I don't know if there is heaven in any part of this world. Dr. Matsanga, you need to tell me, is there any heaven in Nigeria or in Chad or whatever? If they promise you the heaven inside the Bible, mean you need to die. That is the simple to answer you. Okay, so now, if we are talking about African Union, me, I'm not here to blame or to say Africa is dead or is alive. If this African Union is working the way to help Africans, no. What do? We as Africans, because we find out that this organization is not helping our goal. This organization is not following the structure, how to lead Africa to success. Do we have a plan? I ask you that more than 100 times, Dr. Do we have a plan, and do we want to execute this plan to make sure we change it? Okay. Today, I can assure you that Chad, my country, is the country who has paid a heavy price of Boko Haram issues. If you see the budget of my country, our president put, to go and help even fight Boko Haram is Nigeria. And more than 75% of our budget for the younger generation has gone to Boko Haram. Boko Haram has not started in Chad. Boko Haram, we almost come from northern Nigeria. Why? Because the lack of leadership, the failures of leadership. You cannot have the younger generation. You can't create jobs. You can't do anything, and you want them to be prosperous. It's not possible, Dr. Matsanga. You cannot even educate your wife and your children. When they start fighting, they break the windshield of my car. And you are blaming me again, Dr. Matsanga. How? You cannot even educate them. You can't train them. You can't make sure that they have a good education to go and look their job. You keep them at home. That's why, that is how our governments, we do in Africa. We never have planned for 50, for 100 years for the next generation. That's why we are having problem today. And this problem will continue for the next 50 years, either we like it or not, because Africa is growing. African generation is growing, and people becoming smarter, intelligent. There will be a time that we will live in Africa, there is no peace if we don't set the rules of today. This is the situation we are going through. Now, let me come back to the Sahel issues. You see, during the Mansa Musa time, the trading between the Arab people and the African people on the gold, the only way to describe this dry area, the Sahel, it's only by calling the Sahel because they don't have another language to call with Western countries. So they decide to say that if they are going to Africa, they call this area Sahel because they only go with camels and they don't have another mean of transportation. So wherever camel can go, that is called Sahel in Africa. So for me, I'm even happy that Arab people call it Sahel, that Western people give us names. Today, all the division we have in Africa, because we divided by the Western system. We call it Uganda, we call it Kenya, we call it Nigeria. Why do we call all this? We can call fellow Africans. Why do we even separate all our countries? Today, you can see someone is telling you, I'm proud to be this country, and you are not. And we say we are Africans. We need to come together to build a system, and our system is one. The problem we have in Africa today, Dr. Matsanga, all the panelists, write it down. If you are not ready to fund this African Union, we will waste the next 50 years just complaining. Not because of my brother is there. Whoever will, tomorrow if we put Dr. Matsanga, he will be a black chief. We will talk very bad about him. Because he cannot sustain African Union. Yes, Dr. Matsanga, 100%. If you are today, that is the reality.
This is
I'm telling you. Yes, Dr. Matsanga, I was saying, anybody who is in AU now as the head of... Yes, sir.
Me. I can never be an African chief. Maina.
Let's say if today we put you at the head of African Union, it will be the same problem.
Maina. Ambassador Maina.
Thank you. Now, anybody who is going to take the head of African Union, yes, sir,
cannot go unchallenged. I have never had an ambition to be an African chief. The only thing I have is I have a big body. So when I walk, people think I'm an African chief.
He was giving
you are the chief.
I have never had an ambition.
He was just giving an example.
Please.
I am giving an example, Dr. Matsanga.
That I can become
the example is whoever today.
Let me tell the truth. Okay. You have now tackled me. It is your brother, Musa Faki, who's your brother, who is killing African Union. So if you think I am an African chief taking over, I don't want to take over. In fact, for me, if I want to remove him.
Miriam, can you explain what I said, please?
A better person.
Miriam, can you explain?
And I've told you several times that Matsanga will never step in Addis Ababa. I have told the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, I will never come to Addis Ababa until that man from Chad leaves that capital. He's useless. He is captured by France. He's on a payroll of France. And for me, like a Nkrumah, like a Obote, like a Sekou, like a Baba Tafawa Balewa, I have nothing to do with surrogates of imperialism. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Matsanga.
Ambassador. Before. Hold on. Yeah, I think what Ambassador was trying to say, it does not matter who is at the helm of African Union, as long as we still don't do what you're supposed to do, pay for African Union and all that. It does not matter who is there. It could be even me, but we'll still be captured. I think that is what Ambassador you're saying. It does not matter who is there.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Miriam. Because
I would like to, Miriam.
Unless he says it here,
Yeah,
he was
Miriam.
using it figuratively.
Yeah, Miriam, I would like to address.
No. Maina uses French, so use Swahili, and telling me you are using it figuratively. But if you say I'm an African chief, how?
I am. Please, I would like to address.
Before you come in, Simon, I'd like Ambassador to conclude his submission, and then I'll come back to you, please, if you don't mind. Ambassador.
Yes, submit.
Yes, Malisa.
Thank you, Miriam. I did until now, Dr. Matsanga. Let me repeat it one more time again. I said, whoever when being elected as an AU chairperson as now, you will follow the route for the Western countries because they are the one funding us. Doesn't matter from the person come from Chad or from South Africa or from Libya or from Sudan or from Ivory Coast. Because right now the system built inside African Union is controlled by the Westerners. This is my explanation, Dr. Matsanga. Let us put it on the side. Let's go back to my country Chad today.
I will see you somewhere.
Thank you.
I'm ready.
Now, let us go back to my country Chad. Yes. You see, in Africa, the difficulties we are having, we don't want to acknowledge the system. Our government is very weak because many people, sometimes when you stay longer in the power and without realizing anything, just the basic for the humans, everybody has tendency to be a rebel, either in Chad or wherever, because it's the simple things that the population, 99% of the African population, they don't need even to be wealthy. They have just a basic education, healthcare. They have their family happy, but we cannot provide it. That's why you see many countries always they are fighting, either in Chad, either in northern Nigeria, either in Mali, all those. Because you can't see somebody who have a good life and start fighting the government is not possible. When you see that people are very tired with the government, something is wrong somewhere. Now, sometimes the loophole we African are living, that's how Western people use it against us because we are playing with the deadly weapon. Why? Because we don't want to educate our generation and give them jobs. So somebody else find an opportunity to come and use them against you. For me, I don't want too much to complain about Western countries if I did not find my problem. I did not understand where did I get wrong, how this thing happened, how did we leave this thing to pile up. Today, you see all the regions. We have the Sahel region. We don't have peace. Chad, Libya. We talk about South Sudan. Now it's Nigeria. All those countries. There is something we African, we are not doing right. We need to go back to the drawing board to make sure that we find a solution, Dr. Matsanga. Because pointing and calling name to say this person is a failure or this person has done wrong will never take us nowhere. I said it more than 100 times. Today, we are talking about, they say that our president was killed. I cannot say yes or not because nobody was there. We just a hearsay. And the majority of the biggest propaganda in this world, they are news. They can tell you wherever, whatever now, we are controlling by news. We can't say, yes, he was killed. But we need also to acknowledge Dr. Matsanga. I am coming. We need Dr. Matsanga. Can I finish?
Was he not murdered, though?
Can I conclude? Dr. Matsanga, he has been murdered. You don't get the point. You cannot go to the front wall without Dr.
Is the president of Chad still alive?
Former, the late.
No, sir.
Baby is dead. Yes.
Can I continue?
He was murdered.
No, sir, he's dead. Now, Dr. Matsanga, you cannot go to a front wall without having a collateral. He is not the best person in Chad. How many Chadians died? He went to the front. No, he went to protect also the Chadians like any soldier. So he died to the front wall. It's normal to everyone. What do you think that he's the best among the old Chadians? Who killed the other people? How many Chadians dies in the front wall?
Killed him.
How many Chadians die in the front wall? Me, I'm not here to accuse. I tell you.
Answer the question to Africans.
Dr. Matsanga, I'm telling you always, I am not here to tell you who killed, who did not kill. You are the one who know. Me, I don't know.
Right,
you tell us, Dr. Matsanga.
We have to move on now.
You tell me.
As you conclude.
Ambassador, I'm waiting for you.
As you conclude, Ambassador.
Dr. Matsanga did not let me to conclude.
No, you conclude.
I'm saying as you conclude now.
Okay, we as Africans, we need to come together today to make sure that we find all the situation and make sure that we step on it, not just a chat on Nigeria, wherever. We need first to make sure that we rebuild this African Union, because when we rebuild this African Union, any country who have problem, we can step on the country and take a decision without the Western countries. But without money, it's not possible, Dr. Matsanga. Why? They have NATO. Because they are very powerful. Any country in Europe wants something, they will send the army. We don't have that. We are waiting France to fund us.
All right.
Dr. Matsanga, we need to have a strong African army that any country who's want to mess with us, we can step and what can I say? We can step and defend our nations.
And,
number one. And number two, we need... Yeah, go ahead.
There's a question there by Jocelyn, one of our panelists there, who is asking the question, and why can't Africa then fund AU? Why can't we fund AU? What is the problem?
The majority of Africa, AU is funded by countries. Every country have the amount of money they need to contribute yearly. Now I asked him, if he's from Nigeria, I am from Chad, you are from Kenya, go and ask your government, how much are you contributing for the AU and how many years you failed to contribute? Ask them, they will tell you. Do you know that in 2020, more than 25 countries has never contributed for African Union? But we are crying, you tell French people, bring your money and we need to help ourselves. Because if we don't contribute for our countries, always we are in the trouble. That is the situation.
Thank you so much.
We need to ask our countries how much.
All right. I know President makes our contribution. I believe that. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now, before I go to Professor Simon Ekpa,
Miriam,
wanted to say something. Yes.
Miriam,
yes.
There is a professor, there is a guest up in the corner whose hand has been up, Reverend.
All right.
I will not take time.
Intervention.
Yes, Polycarp.
I will not take much time. Just a few minutes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Listening to this, our brother, Ghana Minor.
Ambassador.
Yes.
Ghana Minor.
Ambassador Ghana Minor. Well, I do not know whether he's a government ambassador or a peace ambassador, but whichever way, if you listen to what he said here, you will know exactly where the problem of Africa is coming from. The way of thinking, his way of thinking is actually the problem. Now, he said here, when I talked about Sahel, he said he is very happy that the Sahel came from Arabic world and not Western world.
Simon.
No, yes, that is a problem. Why can't he's not happy? He's happy that it is Arab word, and then he's not happy that he will not be happy if it is an African. Because in that place, he claimed that there is no African language or African dialect to be given to the name of that particular region that is now Sahel. But he is happy that it's an Arab. Now, I want you all to think about what I said from the beginning, the conquest of Africa. Where is it coming from? It's coming from the Fulani. I don't know which tribe he belonged to, but this is a display of exactly the African problem. He is thinking of having Arab word instead of having Africa. Instead of, we don't want to have African word there. And he's here claiming to us that there is no African language in that particular region to be given the name the Sahel. Now he is happy with Arab. That is number one. Number two, he also said we need to go back to drawing board. My brother, my sisters here in this panel, that's exactly what the Biafrans are doing.
Thank you, my brother. I'm with you.
We want to go back. Yeah, we want to go back to the drawing board. We want to go back to the 1914 amalgamation, the fraudulent amalgamation of the British. We want to start to rebuild Africa. We say that the downfall of Africa starts from Nigeria, and the disintegration of Nigeria will end the impunity, the killing, and the insecurity in Africa. How is that going to happen? It is going to happen because as we sit here today, Nigerians are all over the countries that are seated here today. You cannot go to my village. You cannot go to my village now. You will find somebody from East Africa. It is not possible. You cannot go to my village now. You find somebody from Chad. It is not possible. But go to Chad, you are going to see a Nigerian. And when you ask the Nigerian where he's come from, he's going to tell you, I'm from the southern Nigeria. And when you ask the southern Nigeria, where did he come from? He is either Oduduwa or a Biafra. Now, that is something applicable to the European countries. The Western world, America, Asia, go there. Any country you go, you must see a Biafra. Now, why is Biafra going to be different? We are going to have a collective ideas coming together to build a country that Biafra, Africa will be proud of. So the issue of whether we are going to have an Africa Union, effective Africa Union, or we are going to stop the international community from funding Africa Union, all start, the mistake and the correction will start from Biafra. So if you know that you love Africa, the best thing you should do is that since you are handicapped in your own country, because it seems that everybody is handicapped, since you are handicapped in your own country and your Nigeria and your country is not as confused and have this divergent ethnic views and have this kind of diversity like you have in Nigeria. If you are from such country, what you do is talk to your government. It is time to pick interest and speak about the problem of Nigeria and what should be the solution of the security in your Sahel is by dissolving Nigeria. Now, how will dissolving Nigeria solve the security in that our Sahel? It will solve it in a way that the interest of the terrorists in Nigeria is focused on the natural resources in the southern Nigeria. Now, if that country, Nigeria, is divided, you automatically have divided 70% of the interest of the terrorists. What is the interest of the terrorists? The interest of the terrorists is that they are looking for a way to make Nigeria their safe haven. After they succeeded in making Nigeria their safe haven, they are going to focus on other Africans, small other African neighboring countries. And by extension, they will start sponsoring terrorist attack in the Western world. We've told this several times to the Western world. The American generals, the Americans fighting in that Sahel region, they have also have the same intelligence report. That when these people find a safe haven in Nigeria, they're going to start sponsoring terrorist attack in America, in Europe, in Asia, and all that, because they are looking for safe haven where the money to sponsor these killings and attack will be coming from. So the division of Nigeria will also boost the economy and the security in that region.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simon.
Thank you. But Miriam,
yes.
Miriam, before you go to Professor,
yes,
there is a point. Maina blames me every day. Isn't this platform the beginning of a new Africa?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you.
Give me a credit.
I'm giving you a credit every day, Dr. Matsanga. I'm giving you credit every day.
CNN has not given us a platform to talk about Africa, but have sacrificed a platform for us to speak. And I agree with Simon. If we begin a rebirth of Africa, my main reason was a renaissance. You know why Maina is making a mistake now? He missed the first session, Miriam, of renaissance. We want a new Africa. We want to help Biafra to liberate itself, to get a new Africa.
Okay.
The old Africa is in trouble.
Yeah, all Africa.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Doctor, you'd mentioned, before I bring in Professor, you'd mentioned another of our panelists. I'm not able to see all of them from where I'm sitting, had raised their hand.
There is Dr. Reverend Father Dr. Polycarp.
Mm-hmm. Could you say something, sir?
Unmute.
Unmute. Mm-hmm.
Unmute your phone.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I've just wanted to make an intervention.
Go ahead.
On what Professor Ambassador Ghana Minor said. I would see he was not entirely wrong in what he said. Where I would not give him any credit is choosing Arab to Europe or to the Western world, because they're all the same. Whichever side that imposes on us as Africans, it is just like choosing between the devil and the...
You are misquoting me, sir.
Let me finish now.
You are misquoting me, please.
About what he said about African Union, I ally with him. African Union is dead. And it is that because Filish partly because of the founding. And I see these things we are talking as all talks, no action, because right since when I was doing studying philosophy, we started talking about African predicaments. We talked about the contributions of Julius Nyerere, Azikiwe, BT, Kenyatta, and the rest of them. And we were on agreement that we need a sort of mental decolonization. And that is what the commander of the Africa Political Command Group, Command Center has always been saying, this renaissance. That is what we need. The foundation is faulty, and African Union cannot in any way help. Only individual nations will go to do this rebate. It is strong, the only strong nations that can found an African Union that can have a say. If you come to Europe, before European Union, all the independents and the member constant countries, they are all strong. They can stand on their own. They can have power of their own. But that is not the case in Africa. The divisive foundation, which all of you have alluded to, has caused a lot of problem. Go to Ghana now and Togo, you see how they divided part of Airways, partly in Ghana, partly in Togo. Go to Chad, Nigeria, you see Fulanis that divided partly Chad, partly Niger Republic, partly Nigeria. Never in one country. And that is where I picked a sense in what Simon accused the professor about. Because of maybe alliance of Chad with Arab people, he thinks it is better that the Arab people then gave us a name. What I don't think. I would suggest, and that is what I uphold, we can only solve our problems as Africans when we are able to solve these problems as individual nations. It is then that we can now have people who are actually Africans and represent these things we are talking about to become rulers who will now represent us in African Union. Otherwise, we continue to waste our time. There is nothing like African Union for me. It doesn't exist for me. It is not only that it is dead, but it doesn't exist for me.
All right.
Thank you.
Reverend
Thank
Father.
you very much. Miriam, back to you.
Reverend, thank you so much, Reverend Father Polycarp, all the way from Switzerland, and he's saying the foundation of AU is faulty, so you cannot start building on something that already has a problem. Professor Jared Onyari.
Thank you, Miriam, for giving me that information. It's very unfortunate for the immediate speaker for having made that unfortunate statement. You know, the founding fathers of the continent of Africa, they were focused. They knew what they wanted. They went for it, and they got it. And even if they did not get it in their lifetime, Miriam, they ended the pattern of the struggle. What have we done with the pattern? We have dropped it down. Look at the thinking of Minor. This is where the problem of Africa is.
Thank you very much.
You say that I'm against him.
Thank you very much.
Look at that. Look. Let me just spare him. Because he only accused me, but someone has given him his mind. That's where the problem here is.
Thank you. Thank you.
When Kwame Nkrumah went to the West, they got the education. They made the wealth. When Jomo Kenyatta went to the West, when Mwalimu Nyerere went to the West, when Kennedy Kaunda went to the West, when Kamusa Banda went to the West, when Namuda Skiwe went to the West, when Ben Bell went to the West, when Nasha went to the West, they came back to Africa. I have listened to Minor. I have not gotten any solution. He's saying that we are captured. Yes. My grandfather told me, and Minor and my fellow sisters who are here don't find me that I'm very gender insensitive. But if someone comes and takes you your children and your wife, he takes and keeps him for himself. But if that wife comes, dies, you will come and bury that wife. That's what happened in most African countries. African countries, the African Union has been captured. Dr. Matsanga, you are right. And at least instead of Dr. Matsanga of organizing Miriam, Dr. Matsanga has started organizing us. He has given us the platform. What else do you want him to do? We have started a conversation. We have started an engagement. Minor come out of Paris and come in Africa and see poverty which is in Africa. See how the health pandemic which has come, Miriam. How have we addressed it? There was a country, and I don't want to name it, it had only one ventilator. What did the president of that country do? He went and picked it and said that you people die. So Africa, we are having a problem. The founding fathers of this continent, Miriam, they identified ignorance. They identified poverty. They identified disease. And you want to say it for you. What do we want? Time has come, my fellow brothers and sisters, that we stopped organizing and start organizing ourselves. There is something we can do. You can sponsor one child minor. You can sponsor one old woman in minor to change their lives. Nobody has asked you to do all things, but you can do something for the continent of Africa. How do you feel when the Biafra people are being butchered? You can hear from the horse, they are telling from the ground that all is not well. And then we are here and we say that though it doesn't matter that I become the leader of the African Union, your brother is being. If you allow your concerns to be taken, to be captured, if the founding fathers found that kind of thinking, we will not be free. So there is high time when you ask me whether African Union is there or not. How is he addressing poverty, Miriam? How is he addressing the climate change, Miriam? How is he addressing the infrastructure in Africa, Miriam? Do we African people have access? Dr. Matsanga raised very pertinent issues, Miriam. Who has called a summit to discuss issues in what's happening in Biafra, in Cameroon? See what happened in Libya when Muammar Gaddafi was thinking of building the United States of Africa. What did they do? They killed him. There were more than 25 countries in Africa which were getting support of their budget from Muammar Gaddafi, Miriam. Still, in this modern time, there are men and women who are talking about Africa. So unless African Union starts addressing the issues and the challenges facing the continent of Africa, we get it wrong. Dr. Matsanga posed a question here. Where do we have two aircraft coming to Central Africa twice in a day, coming to pick our precious minerals? He talked about Chinese building the African Union. What are you telling us, man? That is the resources for the continent of Africa, which they have stolen. And we must come together and say, Miriam, even if we don't do something, let us continue organizing and talking and addressing the issues facing the continent of Africa. If African Union is dead, what do? We come out with another forum, and this is what we are coming. Why do you go focusing to something which is already dead? Miriam, it's very unfortunate it happens, and when I use this example, you may have your spouse, you get a child, and the child dies. Do you keep on mourning? Oh, we had a beautiful daughter, we had a beautiful son, we had all this, he has died. No, you go to bed and make another child. So African Union, is there something we can do? I can see one is from Israel. I can see one is from Switzerland. I can see mine in Paris. I can see Dr. Matsanga in the UK, and many of our brothers who are in the continent, in the rest of the world. But the problem here is you have gone there and you have forgotten Africa. So we'll keep on talking and we keep on talking. The way forward, Miriam, as I give the interest as a panelist to speak, Miriam, if you have not learned something from coronavirus, this pandemic, you may not learn anything, Miriam. We need to intensify our cooperation. I need to be my brother's keeper, Miriam. What's happening to the Biafra people? What's happening in Abyssinia people? What's happening in Southern Sudan? What's happening in Somalia? We must start talking, Miriam, and having this cooperation amongst ourselves. Where do we allow the government to cooperate among themselves? Miriam, we are all interconnected. What's happening to the people in Nigeria? What's happening to the people of Kenya, Uganda, Somalia, Chad? How old minor to come on a platform of Pancha in Africa? And he said he doesn't know what killed the president of Chad. Is he happy that the West can support nationalists to kill an African leader? And you are happy and say that Chad people are saying, yeah, and it's not getting annoyed, Miriam. These things get me annoyed. We do not need to have any of African brothers being killed. And he keeps on telling, where was the war when more than 1 million people were being killed in Rwanda and Burundi? Where is the West when we are having more than 400 million people being killed? And the minute we come here, we are not having a monkey business. We are discussing on how we can salvage the continent of Africa. Even if we are not going to do anything in our lifetime, Simon, we have started a conversation. We must end the pattern of the struggle. We must refuse to accept. 100 men will take a donkey. One man can take a horse to the river, but 100 will never force it to drink. The West can never. In fact, the colonial masters were more stronger than the leaders we have today. But the African, the founding fathers of this continent, they said, no, we must liberate Africa. So, Miriam, we must have a corrective response. When we come out of this summit, Miriam, we must come and resolve that the rights of President Buhari should not be ever in power. And what Simon has said, that is the strategy the people, the Boko Haram are using. You have said that a giant, a relevant is a giant animal. But if it goes down, what we need to be like the lion is not as big as you can imagine, but it is being called the king of the jungle. The West, they don't have the intelligent mind as we have. How can Africa develop when we have got all doctors, the best engineers, the best everybody else working in the West? And then you don't come back to develop Africa. So on the way forward, I've said, Miriam, we are all interconnected. What's happening in Nigeria should affect me. We must have a corrective responsibility, Miriam. We must intensify our cooperation, Miriam. We must redeem the African Union. And if it is dead, Miriam, we can have an African forum like this, whereby you may not understand, Miriam. The poor has started rolling, Miriam. Oh, the stone. We let us continue gathering momentum. There is something we can do. There's no the thinking of my brothers like mine. Just take us forward. I submit.
We have a question for Dr. Onyari, please. A question, Miriam.
Maina Yuri. Let's bring.
You have a question?
Yeah, you have. You will give a question. Just a minute. Let's bring in one lady.
Okay.
All right.
One. Yeah, there's a balance.
No, we agree. We agree. We agree, Dr. Matsanga.
Yes,
we bring in Muntinta.
The question on the chat.
Yes,
that's true.
Muntinta Masowe. Tell us which country you come from. Maybe cool down this temperature. Because it looks like Maina is on temperature. High temperature from the Chadian Sahara Desert.
Mutinta, go ahead.
Sahel, please. Sahel.
No, Sahara.
Can you hear me?
Don't disturb.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, go ahead.
We hear you, Madam.
Okay.
Tell us which country you are from.
Okay. My name is Mutinta Masowe from Zambia. I'm actually a teacher by profession, and I'm also an advocate. But mostly I'm passionate about women issues and also social accountability. So looking at the room itself right now, it's quite so hot right now. But then the fact is that we are fighting for one Africa. So my point here, which I want to raise, is we have been coming up with different summits, meetings every time, and still talking about same things, and yet we don't even come up with a solution to see progress at the end of the day. It seems like situations have gone from bad to worse. It seems like even our generation right now, we found these issues being talked about, and yet we don't see any progress going on. And how are we going to learn as young people if we find that our elders, our leaders that we choose to go and represent us at the summits, They end up coming and have all these arguments. Remember what we need to fight for. When you are a Pan-Africanist, you need to look at the spirit of Ubuntu. I always want to align myself with education. Like they say, education, like Papa Nelson Mandela said, education is the powerful tool to change the world. But then people misunderstand the whole thing. They think when you talk about education, you mean the classroom setup. But there is more to education just that, other than just books. Yes, literature is there to teach us of what happened way back, and of course just to be there for the sake of just referencing. But then the power should come from within. What are you passionate about? It should start from our mindset, first of all, as Africans. Our mindset is the key here. No matter what we are going to do, we can have many, many summits coming up, meetings like this. But if our mindset are just the same, then there's nothing we can do about it. So looking at, of course, we salute our leaders, like our forefathers that fought for us. We salute them. It's because they never had any education that we can say the Western education, but then they had the natural wisdom itself. So we need, first of all, it should start from our home. I always want to look at the grassroots. We should start from our home. First of all, as parents, what are we teaching our young kids? What are we teaching our children out there? Schools, what are they teaching our kids? It seems like they want to teach us about, no, the evolution of the world started like this, but they are not teaching us real life situations. Of course, they're not teaching us on how to tackle issues. For instance, when you have foreigners coming in, they're not teaching us to say, you cannot sell land, but then you can bring in an investor to work and give you opportunities and give you all these resources, but don't give out your land. But we see our elders trading our land and giving it to people that are out there. Yes, when you go to the US, for instance, they can give you a property, but then you still have to pay that. You still have to pay for that land. But then you can never, ever buy land and own it. But what has happened to us? We find that we've got a lot of millions of people in the diaspora who are African Americans, who are African, for instance, British. We have them out there, but they want to come home. It is very difficult to find a person of my color coming from abroad, from the diaspora, wanting to come back and settle here in Africa. It's difficult for them to have land. It's difficult for them to access opportunities. Then what are we doing about it? So it should change from us. It should change. It should start. They say, my father always tells me to say, the fish, starts rotting from their head, because that's where we find the gills. Yes. So meaning the problem is not with us as young people. The problem is not with us it's with everyone. And who are the main people we are targeting? Our leaders, our global leaders, African leaders, who go to sign petitions for the sake of us. We are not there, but we send them as representatives. But what do? They go there, they don't read. They say that we don't read as Africans, we just want quick things. So what we want to see here is, we want, when we send a representative there, let them do the work that we send, because accountability itself, it's about being held accountable. We should welcome that. And as people who are being represented, we should have that rapport with our leaders freely, because they are not doing their own work, but our work. So with all these things, we want everyone to come on board. And you can hold me accountable as well. I can hold you accountable. I don't need to become your enemy for holding you accountable. I send you to go and sign those things because you are my representative. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you very much. Miriam, all the ladies, Omenuko, Adeze, Jocelyn, all the ladies in that order. Omoniko, Adeze, then Jocelyn. Omeniko, you have 3 minutes. Omeniko Edeze, Jocelyn, can you now come in, intervene, so that we move? Oh, Omeniko, do you want to speak at all?
Okay. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
All right. Sorry, I won't be able to show my face. Like I said earlier on.
No problem. Yeah, we shall hear your voice. It is very nice.
Thank you so much. I'm here to support Simon, okay? And
what is going on, Simon, all of us.
Great. And also, with what is going on, I also posed a question here regarding the African Union, which you already raised, that African Union is dead, okay? So if
if that is the case, why can't we just dissolve it? And what are the professor, is it Professor Minor? Ambassador said.
Ambassador,
yes. What he said also. So he said, who do we hold accountable? If African Union is being funded by the white people, who do we hold accountable? Okay, the thing is, why can't we have a body? Why can't we have a body that can hold each country, each African nation accountable when they do not pay their dues? So that way we can be able to have our African Union run by us, not from the foreign world. Not from the white people. We have what it takes to put African nation where it needs to be. We have the resources, we have the money, we have the fund. So why are we still like begging the white? Why are we begging them to help us out? Why are we begging them when we have all it takes to do that? Okay, that is my question first. Then coming back to Nigeria, to Biafra. Okay, probably they are not seeing what is going on, or they are seeing it. Everybody is being quiet about it. Our people are being killed on daily basis. Okay, we are getting threats from the northern leaders. A senator also threatened the southeasterners. Okay, they said if we want to toe the line again, somebody is talking.
Mr. Madu, say first, switch off your mute.
Yes.
Mute your phone, please. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So, this man has threatened the southeasterners again. Why are they threatening the southeasterners? Because the world has kept quiet and turned a blind eye to what is going on to the Igbos in Nigeria. They have been killing us right from day one. You know, we are losing people on daily basis. They go to houses, they arrest the youth, and they call them gunmen. Then nobody saying anything because they've got the weapons, they've got what it takes to suppress the people from the southern region of Nigeria. So we need the world to look into it. Now, since the world is not paying attention to what is going on in Nigeria, then we should run to African nations, our own brothers who are very close to us. Let them put out the news out there. A senator cannot come on air and threaten a whole people with war. They cannot do that. Another person came on air and he was being interviewed and he's saying that they are going to retaliate. What did the Southeasterners do to the people from the North? They came in as strangers. They conquered the Hausas, and the Igbos are saying they cannot come into our land to take over these ancestral lands given to us. But they said no because Nigeria is being given to them, that they own Nigeria. The thing is, it's a systematic conquering of a nation, and when they are done, if nobody is paying attention, or if the whole African nation is keeping quiet, trust me, when these guys are done with Nigeria, they will move down to other African nations, and nothing will be done about it. Right now, we have the foreign terrorists in Nigeria. They are everywhere. They've surrounded the whole people. The military, they are busy supplying weapons to these people. They are busy, they are busy keeping them safe. They are busy, supporting them. And what do? We are being quiet. People are being killed on daily basis. You need to see what is going on. A man was shot dead. He was going back to Germany. He was shot dead by the military man at a checkpoint. What did the guy do? Now they framed him up that he did not obey their traffic rule, or he did not obey their stop and search rule, and which is all pure lies. They are targeting our people. This is like a planned genocide against a particular tribe in Nigeria, and we don't want to keep quiet about this any longer. They need to look into it. Biafrans are suffering. Me, I'm a Biafran. I'm a young lady, and I want to go back home and feel safe. I don't want to go back to a nation whereby somebody will come into my home and slaughter me and slaughter my people, and I cannot do anything, and the world will turn a blind eye. Is it because we are not humans? Look at what is happening in Israel. The whole world is focusing on Israel. But what is happening in Nigeria, nobody is paying attention. It baffles me that Africa as a nation have got what it takes to put our story out there, but everybody is not doing anything. What are we after? We are after our own pocket. We are after the money that the white people are giving to us. But we make this money. Like in Nigeria today, we have the oil. Do we produce, do we refine oil in Nigeria? We do not refine oil. We've got the crude oil. We export it and we end up buying oil into Nigeria, buying fuel into Nigeria. This is absurd. It is crazy and it is stupid. We've got leaders who do not have the vision for the young people. What happened during the End SARS Now protest in Lekki Toll Gate? The youth were killed and they were with flag. They were with Nigerian flag. What happened with the investigation up to this moment? Nothing. No one is being held accountable. Nobody is held accountable. We should hold these people accountable to what they are doing. They say the youth are the leaders of tomorrow, but the youth are being killed on daily basis. Our leaders are so corrupt. The money given to them to develop the land, to develop the people, human capability is being stolen and kept in a foreign bank, and nobody is doing anything about it. And when they recover the loot, the money is being looted again and again. In the end, you give these people title. In the end, you give them kudos. We need to look into what is going on in Africa. And then if CNN, if BBC do not want to carry our news, then we should have our own platform. We should have our own media house for Africans alone. Let's put our story out there. We shouldn't keep quiet to what is happening to people in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in every other African nation. If the Fulanis think that they will come into a land and claim that the land belongs to them, then we should look into it. Nobody wants to live in a land filled with terrorism or filled with terrorists. It is not right.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you
okay, Jocelyn.
We'll come back to you later. There's another lady also, Dr. Emma Njoku.
Yes.
I don't know if she could come in before you come in after that.
Another lady who is on.
Hello, Dr.
It's not another lady. It's not. It's
yes,
Dr. Emma Njoku.
Dr. Matsanga.
Yes.
I think it will be very wise because the panelists, need to speak, and those who are here to observe will be given opportunity to ask questions, not like giving long speech. So if the panelists should be given the opportunity to present their case, their argument, and then those who want to either ask question on what the panelists have presented, will be allowed to do so. Then that will give us more direction than everybody talking at the same time, because I have a lot of things to present here today, and I don't have much time.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
I hear you.
Thank you very much, Miriam.
Yes.
Miriam, with the little time we have, I suggest Nigeria is given a full afternoon on Sunday, where we shall. Simon, are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes.
If on Africa Showdown, we want to bring you on Sunday on Africa Showdown. For now, we want, as you suggest, I think that's the best suggestion. We want the Edward Kusewa, Dr. Emma Njoku. I don't know whether Edeza wants to speak, the lady. We have asked you several times, Madam, you still don't want to speak. Thank you. We want, in the few minutes left, and I want to ask Simon, that Sunday, 2 p.m. East African time, which is 12 noon, Nigeria will be the main 2 hours. We want to sort it once for all, because it looks like all the problems of West Africa, Miriam, are coming from there. Mm-hmm. And we might not be able to finish them today.
Yes.
Our time is going. Therefore, and we shall develop that method of Mr. Simon, of Simon Ekpa. We allow the people who have been on as panelists to give their views. Simon, we shall give you time on Sunday. My brother, you know how to organize Africa is very difficult. Now, it is very difficult. You can see the points that were raised by Madame from Zambia. There is somebody from Togo who is on this show. From Togo.
Dr. Matsanga, just before I leave, I would like to, drop a very powerful message.
I am giving you time. Don't leave.
All right.
You will have closing remarks. Very good. Prepare them.
Thank you.
And somebody from Togo, somebody from Congo. There was somebody from Congo. They have gone. And then Emmanuel Hay, Mr. Emmanuel Hay.
I can't do this.
Is it Emmanuel Hay? Okay. Let me now.
Dr. Eman Joke wanted to say something. If you could, maybe in a minute.
Let's see. Let's get Dr. Edward Kusewa.
Emmanuel, yes.
Then we have Dr. Emma Juku. Or let's begin with Juku. Yes. Do you have an intervention, sir?
Yes.
Amen. You have an intervention?
Am I to speak now?
Yes, go
ahead.
Yes,
go ahead.
Good, thank you very much. My name is Reverend Father Dr. Emmanuel Njoko. I am a Biafran, southeastern part of Nigeria, and I live in Germany. I appreciate all who have spoken, and without any repetitions, may I just say that I think we are all gathered here today because we have a problem. That problem is that our African leaders have failed us, and we need a solution. And what is that solution? I take a lead from what my brother, Reverend Father Polycarp, Reverend Father Dr. Polycarp Mode said, that we all need to go back home and approach these solutions from our individual countries and see how to rectify it for a new African Union. By African Union, I don't mean the non-existent one, but the African Union that will come with the emergence of Biafra. And so I have a message for all the youth, for all of us here, that each and every one of us here needs to take something home. And what is that? A message to our youth. The many killings we have today in Nigeria, most of them are also coming from our saboteur youths who are being used by the Fulani government to kill our people. But we take that message to the youth, and the message is, let the youth be future-minded, not just present-minded. By present-minded, they think only of what they can gain from the present government. Don't think about their future. Secondly, may we also remember...
Reverend, 1 minute. You have 1 minute.
Okay. May we also remember that just as my brother, Mr. Simon Ekpa said, that Nigeria, the breakup of Nigeria and the emergence of Biafra is the solution to the problem of Africa. I support that saying because, just like he said, there is a common saying among us that wherever you go in the whole world, if you don't see any Nigerian, then take your things and run away. That place is not safe for you. It's the same as saying, anywhere you go in the world, you will find a Biafran. And when a Biafran is there, that place is safe. If a Biafran is not there, that place is not safe. That means we are all everywhere. To set us free is to set Africa free. And so the message, another message we all should have today is, how do we approach our individual countries, our individual government, to put pressure on them to help liberate Biafra? Biafra is in trouble. Biafra is being persecuted. We all need to make a contribution on how our various African governments here can support to liberate Biafra. We are being killed. Even right now, we are being killed. We need to carry this at home and to act fast. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Father, Reverend Father. Thank you. In fact, that's the message I've been carrying. Simon will be my witness. For the last 4 years, I've been saying the same. I have pictures of people. If I showed them here now, my television will be closed down. People being killed by forces in Biafra. I have them. Now I have Dr. Edward Kusewa. Please stick to the time limit, Mzee. You have listened to the people. You are one of the panelists. So just stick to only 2 minutes. And then thank our brothers. We have a date. Reverend Dr. Ama Juku, we have a date on Sunday with Nigeria only, with Biafra. We have a date with you, Simon, I've given you. If you let me down on that day, it will only be fireworks between me and all the people of Biafra that day. So please leave it that way. Kusewe, we have Cameroon, and then we have Togo. After Kusewe, Cameroon, and Togo. Please, those are the countries in Central Africa that want to speak. They are here. And be ready. I don't want to call too many times. Yes, Kusewe.
Okay, thank you very much, panelists, for your contribution. My contribution really Is African Union dead? It is. Look at the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Who was to mediate that? Now, I've listened extensively to the presentations of people from ECOWAS. Where do the crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity and war crimes, as well as the crimes of aggression, get redressed? Is it the African Court of Justice or the International Criminal Court? What about the role of multinationals? Dr. Matsanga has pointed out the role of Total, the role of Unilever, all these organizations and multinationals being used to siphon taxes, tax evasion in Africa. All these conflicts are being fueled by all these multinational organizations. Therefore, because I've only been given 1 minute, the question is, what happens to indigenous communities? Are these people to be tried in the African Court of Justice, or are they to be tried in the International Criminal Court? I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have kept the time. Now, Cameroon, the person from Cameroon, please. From Cameroon. Anybody? Yeah, Maurice Yankee Bing from Cameroon. Thank you. 2 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, thank you so much for giving me the floor. I'm just apologize because I was traveling. So, but I was listening to all the meeting. So what I want to say is that there was some people claiming that we shall go back to the Arab power, the time that the Arabic people were leading Africa. So we have been enslaved by Arabic people for 800 years. We don't have to forget it. So the solution shall come from the youth. The solution is in the hands of the youth. We have to educate the youth and put in their mind this set of African Union, the real African Union. I'm talking about my case. I'm French speaking, but I speak English. How many Africans can speak both languages? How many Africans can speak Arabic, English, French, Portuguese? So we should choose one language. One language. If a language is spoken in Rwanda, and I can hear that language and a real African language that we can share and which can be officially established in all African countries. From that time, we can speak about African Union. Thank you. I surrender.
Thank you very much. Togo. Anybody from Togo? Togo. Karanja from Kenya. Tawish from where is that? Okay. We come back. Kwame. There is Kwame, soft-spoken man somewhere. Any reaction before I bring in a summary of the participants? Mr. Kwame?
And then as well.
Now we come back to.
Oh, can you let me make a very brief comment?
Yeah, who is that?
This is Ikem Patrick Ike.
Who?
Patrick Ikem.
Patrick Ikem.
Yes, go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Patrick Ikem, and I'm an indigenous person of Biafra. A very proud IPOB member. And I want to thank you, Dr. Matsanga, for giving me the opportunity to be here today. I've looked at the situation of African Union, and it's just quite funny how shameless African leaders are, that it took China for them to have a secretariat. China have to build secretariat for a whole continent of African Union. and after a few months, they discovered that the secretariat was filled with bugs, microphones, cameras, automatically China was monitoring everything that was going on within the Secretariat of African Union. It's quite unfortunate and shameful that we see African youth jump the ship, go to the desert, seeking for greener pasture in Europe. You will see thousands and thousands of African youth die in the desert and in the Mediterranean Sea. I will never see African leaders stand up and find a solution. I am based in Italy. I live in Europe, and I see the effort of the Western world, Europeans, showing sympathy for Africans. They don't even know their destination, where they are coming from. But we've never seen African leaders show sympathy for their citizens. Sometimes I feel ashamed because when you talk about African Union and African leaders, they have shown that they are completely irrelevant in the world. We saw our dear ambassador talk about funding of the African Union, and it made me laugh because all the African leaders have their billions and trillions in the Swiss bank, embezzled and stacked in foreign accounts, but they cannot even bring out a piece of this funding to support the African Union.
Okay.
So
you have made your point, Patrick.
Yes.
Wait for Sunday. We want Abacha's money returned to Nigeria.
Thank you for the privilege. Thank you very much.
Where is Abacha's money?
Yeah, Abacha's money, some of them have been returned back, and we are still looking for them, even if they have been returned back. Despite the fact they said Abacha money have been returned back, but we are still looking for it.
Thank you very much. And now I want Togo. Togo, we don't mind you speaking in French because you have requested to speak in French. Some of us went to all these. Unfortunately, I don't like the French, but I'll listen. I am honest.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, merci. Bonjour tout le monde. Vraiment, j'ai aimé l'organisation. Ce forum doit être un forum qui doit être étendu à tous les autres pays également, parce que le problème que vous traitez ici ne concerne pas le problème des pays qui sont en guerre, ou bien les problèmes qui sont les pays qui sont en difficulté. C'est le problème aux pays qui sont toujours rattachés aux métropoles. Et sans traiter le problème par ces pays, on n'arrivera pas à la source, à la racine réelle de ce problème. Donc, je souhaiterais que ce soit ces pays aussi qui soient associés, qui donnent leur point de vue pour qu'on puisse ressentir profondément ce que chacun partage sur ces problèmes dont l'Afrique souffre aujourd'hui. Imaginez que tous les programmes et projets de l'Afrique que l'Union africaine prépare. Prenons le cas du NEPAD. On soumet aux bailleurs externes qui ne maîtrisent pas nos réalités, qui veulent toujours imposer leur point de vue, leur politique, leur programme à nos pays africains. Et si nous continuons dans le même sens, nous ne pourrons pas trouver de solution aux problèmes africains. Donc, il faudrait que l'Afrique développe à elle-même ses stratégies pour pouvoir arriver à la fin de ces difficultés que nous proclamons aujourd'hui. Vraiment, sincère merci à tous les professeurs, les éminents professeurs, les docteurs, les journalistes, les intervenants qui m'ont précédé. Je suis peut-être le plus petit, la plus petite voix qui soit intervenue à cet instant-ci. Merci à Michel qui n'a jamais cessé de m'associer à cette organisation. J'encourage vivement que vous étendiez cette organisation à nos pays et que ce soit représenté. Je crois que Jocelyne ou bien quelqu'un avait souhaité que ce soit des médias les plus reconnus qui diffusent ce forum pour que vraiment l'information atteigne les voies les plus autorisées pour qu'on puisse arriver à la fin des crises qui minent nos pays. Vraiment merci. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much. In a nutshell, he thanks the panel and the Pan-African Forum for hosting this meeting. And he further says, this is a beginning for Africa. And Africa is happy, will be happy. He thanks Professor Onyari about the statements that you made. The rest, Mr. Gaina Maina, who is a French-speaking man, the only man left on the front line state of Chad, will interpret for us. But Maina, don't add there your words. At the end of your speech, you will interpret the rest. But I picked a few things. For me and the French, we are like water and oil. We don't meet because they have caused a lot of problems for this continent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know there are many people who want to speak. And I want to ask Ambrose Otachi. Ambrose Otachi to just say before I come to the first speaker to summarize and give us his way forward. Then I will come to Simon. I will come to Professor Onyari. I will come to, there is another one. There is I will come to Dr. Arome, yes. Then I come to Edward Kusewe. Then I pick one lady, Mutinta Masowe. We don't want ladies to accuse me for having left you out. But each of the people will have 3 minutes to summarize. I think, Simon, that is good enough for you today. You have a good show on Sunday, but you'll have 3 minutes to put your points, punch them home. Don't waste time. And Maina, lastly, to come up to spoil or to help to arrange us in Africa. I know him as my friend. Thank you very much, Otachi. Ambrose Otachi, unmute.
Thank you, Dr. Matsanga, for this opportunity. May I start from the African Union actually is captured, and you look at even from their structure, their funding, it's totally captured by the Western. So what we are remaining here actually is the carcass of the African Union. And you have set the pace. Let's continue the conversation. Thank you. I hand over to you.
Oh, thank you. I wish all the speakers came in handy like that. I can see a lot of hands. Isman, Chidera, and Oduka. 1 minute each. Chidera.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. My personal contribution is a question I would like to ask someone to answer me. Probably my brother Chide, Simon Ekpa. Now, why I'm asking this question is that when you look at Nigeria, there were 200 million people over there. Fulanis are just less than 10% of that population. Now, we have about over 70 million in Biafra, about 70 or so at 80 million in particular the land of Oduduwa. The rest are from Hausas. Now in Africa, we know how difficult it is to document those who travel from, especially in the southern part of Nigeria, to any African country. I'm not sure about the Europe. Europe is more. America, you can see Joe Biden just escape the house and give documentation to the over 11 million immigrants. Now in Africa is a very another different game completely. Now my question now is African leaders ready? The mess only 6% are causing in Nigeria. So Mohammed Buhari has the claim to threaten the Igbos with the 1967 experience of the Biafra war. He have kept his experience without defeating Boko Haram, bandit, and the rest of them.
That is the point.
Now my question is African Union ready for what is coming? Because when this 14 million, about 40 million, 70 plus 70, both Biafra they do the work. When they start migrating, is Africa ready with the poor borders they have? Why are they keeping quiet watching Biafrans suffer since 1967? Why are they quiet? That's my question. Are they ready? Even those who traveled within the border, they haven't documented them for over 20 years now. If this 440 million start moving in, are they ready? When the 60 million Fulanis causing chaos in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Question will be answered by Simon. Now, Udoka, your comment or question. Be precise, please. Udoka. Brother Udoka. Stephen iPhone.
Yes, that's me. Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Your question.
Okay, my question is, Africa has assumed that by adopting a Western political economy, that everything will fall in place, that we replicate development as it is in Western world. We have tried it. It hasn't worked for us. We see our political democracy turned out to be looting of wealth. We have tried democracy of representation. It turned out to be the Nigerian example or the rigging of elections in Africa, or even the the Ugandan leader who wants to die in power. We have seen Africa building an African Union, again, copying the European style. It hasn't had a voice, and Africa is still in the wretched of the earth. My question is there no way we can sit back and ask ourselves, is it working for us? The Western democracy, does it suit who we are? Is there no way we can ask ourselves question, can we model a political arrangement that will mirror who we are as people and actually represent our essence? The reason why I'm asking this question is based on the fact that China invented a political economy that reflected the Chinese model, and it is working for them. The Japanese, adapted Western economic model to suit Japanese social arrangement, and is working for them. But Africa has continued to fail simply because, is it because our political modeling is a copycat, is a copy and paste that does not reflect the essence of who we are as a people.
You have made your point. Stephen, sir, you have made your point. What has failed Africa? And all those who participants, our lead speakers, when you are answering that question, just bear in mind that Stephen asked, what has failed us? China has its model. Japan has its model. I've got your point. What about us in Africa? Yes. Udoka, are you ready now? I don't have much time left. Technical speaker number 4. Are you ready? Chukunonso, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Good morning. My name is Kelechi. I don't know if I can come out clear. My name is Kelechi. I'm calling from the zoo.
From where?
From Nigeria, the zoo.
Okay.
Nigeria is a zoo, so I'm calling from Nigeria.
The zoo.
I'm a Biafran. I'm from a Born State, part of Biafra land. You see, there is no way African Union can work without independent of Biafra. Because the leaders we have in Africa.
Yes. Go ahead.
And not fund African Union because as it stands now, if they want to fund this African Union will stand up to stop what all this crime they are committing. Look at what is happening in Cameroon, here in Nigeria, Congo, and other parts of Africa. So unless Biafra stand, there is no way African Union will work. Write it anywhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have been on point. That's why I like you. Mascot Udoka. I am calling you for the last time. And let me come to Chika Omiko. A man in the sofa said, I don't know where you are.
Yeah, good morning, Doctor. Good morning, my brother Simon. My name is Chika Obiko. I am a Biafran. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that...
Where are you calling from?
From UK.
Or United Kingdom. Don't say the town. That's all.
Yeah,
you don't want Buhari to follow you. Yes.
So what I'm saying in effect is that that's what our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu teaches us, what they call bypass. We did it to Ohanes and Dibo, and it worked. So I hope this is what we're going to do Pan-African. Sorry, what we're going to do this African Union. If we bypass them, as this topic you're bringing now is coming up properly, we keep on talking about it, keep on emphasizing about it, keep on bringing our African people about, awareness about what is going on. Then we bypass all the leaders and focus our attention on what we are doing. When we focus our attention on what we are doing, they will now queue up the way Ohanes and people now finally queue up with us. But if we start begging them or start going around talking to them, they'll think we are begging them. African Union, the youth we have now, everybody is aware of what is going on in Africa, and other people are keeping quiet, and people are dying. Blood are being shed. So thank you. We'll hold on Sunday. Thank you so much.
Chimeka, Omiko, I have got the point. You know the purpose of all this. We are collecting views, and very soon we shall bypass. Look at my eyes. Let me take off the glasses. We shall bypass. You don't know me yet. I'm a very terrible organizer.
Thank you, Doctor. You are doing well.
A battle-hardened general. Yes, a battle-hardened general. At 65, I am not going to allow people to die in exile. Look at my eyes. Time is going to come when Simon, Maina, Onyari, Kusewa, Father Aromo, doctors will be in a conference center. Wait very soon. I am as long as that guy called Muhammad Faki, the brother of Maina, is still in AU, I am going to create my AU.
Yeah.
And you will see it work. I want to tell you here, don't think I'm doing this for nothing. I will spend all my money. I will ask all my 8 children to bring back what they earn to give me to hold that conference. You people are playing. We can't leave Buhari walk 60 feet, walking around with perfumes in Paris. When the people are dying, I am going to spend money. And I've told the British government already, because I also live in the United Kingdom. 36 years, I have contributed to the economy of that country. Therefore, I will stand firm. I will not leave orphans. I will not leave people without states when dictators walk around. Don't think I'm collecting. This is not just a talk show. I am looking for serious men. Serious men who can deliver. And let's come for your brother. He has
God
2
will
years
bless you, Doctor.
to change his
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless.
He has 2 years to change. He has 2 years to change. If he doesn't change, change will change him.
Change him.
We are fed up. You cannot kill people every day. And you think you are the only one who can kill. No, people are fed up. People are fed up. And Maina, you will have the last chance to move a vote of thanks to me, because I've brought out the question of your brother. He's lucky he's hearing from you. So thank you very much. Let me go to another, the last person before I bring in Simon, Professor Onyari, Dr. Kusewe, Dr. Arome, Mutinta Masowe, Mama, the only lady on the panel. And I want you to bring this curtain to a very good conclusion. Now you know my aim. I'm looking for sharpshooters, the men who can shoot with the brain. I'm not looking for gun shooters. I'm looking for men who can use the brain to attack, to defend Africa. And those are the men and the women I'm looking for.
Dr. Matsanga, Buhari is also brother of Maina. Buhari is Maina's brother.
No. Buhari, I know the brother because I don't know what I tell you. You're Buhari or there is another one because I hear the other one disappeared a long time ago. That's what every Nigerian I find in the conference, he said, which Buhari are you talking about?
Yes.
So I don't know until you Nigerians, very good people, look at you. Look at the way you have been mutilated. Look at the way you have been cut to pieces. Look at the way the people are being pulled, tied on Land Rovers of the army, pulled through the villages in southeast Nigeria. Surely, and we call ourselves Africans. Look at that. When Buhari heard that there was going to be a coup, he rushed out of Paris through the toilet and went back to me. You Nigerians don't give that man names. I give him the names. What will he do? Tell him I'm also a general and I'm 6.1 feet like him. I'm from East Africa. We can challenge each other. Well, he should not threaten people. People should talk so that they don't harbor enmity in their chests. And that is what we do, and that's what we are doing in Africa. Now, I come to the final moment. I want to thank all of you that those in Nigeria, you will face on Sunday, Miriam will be with you, and I will be conducting it without me. I will be a participant because I want to issue a paper on Nigeria, a very stinging paper on Buhari. And I want to say it all. So Miriam will coordinate you. Can I now call upon Simon? Brother Simon, where are you again?
Simon Ekpa.
I am here. Thank you very much.
You have, yes. I want to call upon Brother Simon.
I am here. Thank you very much.
To put your closing remarks, your message, and bearing in mind on Sunday, 2 p.m. East African Standard Time. We shall give you 2 hours. We want to discuss once for all this issue of Nigeria with your group. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Matsanga. As you can see, I decided to stand up. I decided to stand up for the reason that, in Igbo language, they say when you stand up to address, especially when you have listening ears, your words will also stand as tall as you are. My closing remark on this particular day will be making references to the apartheid time of South Africa. Some of our listeners today, some of those watching us today, and those who may watch this program later on, the African leaders and those who have interests for African freedom all over the world, who may watch especially this particular segment of this program today. I have this message. In Nigeria, Biafra land, the Fulani controlled government has directly and indirectly sponsored the ethnic cleansing genocide in the eastern region of Nigeria called Biafra. This killing has continued unabated, where the Fulani will invent farmland, invent villages, and kill, maim, butcher, rape children and women from the eastern part of Nigeria, and no arrests will be made. No government official will issue a statement of condolences or even to show any remorse about the life that have been lost in Nigeria on daily basis. The killing not just happening in Biafra land alone, it is happening all over Nigeria and the Middle Belt, to be precise. The Benue State of Nigeria witness every blessed day ethnic cleansing, genocide, jihad, and no arrest is being made. Let me put it to everyone today that when the people are killed, please, the person, something smart for, can you put techno, can you put your listening, can you mute, this is very important, please. Can you mute yourself? Techno, can you mute yourself?
We've done it, go ahead.
Go ahead, we shall control him, we shall switch him from the...
Yeah, so in this killing going on in Nigeria, in the Middle Belt, for example, we have seen the military, Nigerian military, escorting the indigenous people of Benue State out of their ancestral land. It is a systematic jihad being sponsored by the government. I want every man watching me here from all over Africa, I have this question to ask you. Which government in this life, in this world, will rather protect the people of the country escaping the massacre, the killings by the Fulani terrorists, instead of going after the terrorists themselves? In Nigeria, Nigeria has become a country where the military will be sent and deployed to go and evacuate people from their land, happening on daily basis. The people of Benue State are being evacuated. The people of Benue State are being evacuated from their own land, and as they are evacuating them, these people are disturbing my speech, and I really do not like that when I'm talking, there are noises everywhere on the background.
Please switch on mute. Mute your phones. We want to hear. He has got 1 minute only to summarize. Please,
honestly,
switch off your phones.
And as we see on daily basis, the killings, please, the 1 minute should be added something because the interruption.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. So on daily basis, we see how the military, Nigerian military controlled by Fulanis, are escorting people out of their land. And now, for this singular reason, we, the Biafra people, set up what we call the Eastern Security Network. The Eastern Security Network was meant to protect our land from the invading Fulani herdsmen and the Fulani terrorists. Now, the government of Nigeria were outraged by the fact that the Biafra people set up the Eastern Security Network to fight against the terrorist herdsmen. On this note, as I speak to you today, both airstrike and air bombardment has happened in Biafra land in quest to get rid of this Eastern Security Network. They are killing them on daily basis. They are hunting for them on daily basis. But what the government of Nigeria have refused to do is to go after the reason for setting up the Eastern Security Network. What led to the setting up of the Eastern Security Network is the rampage of the jihadists in Nigeria. They are on rampage, killing and maiming, and nobody has ever been arrested for that. And we, setting up the Eastern Security Network, the government of Nigeria, controlled by Fulanis, have sent military bombardment to Imo State. It is on the news. Now, I want to also tell everyone watching us here, let us reflect our mind on the history of apartheid regime. How did the apartheid regime ended? What happened? What happened during the apartheid regime is that the Mandela men, they bombed police station in South Africa. Police station were bombed. Those in control of the apartheid government were attacked. Their cars, their houses were bombed. And for those of you who do not know this history, even the Nelson Mandela you celebrate today were on the watch list, on terror watch list of the United States of America until 2008. They removed him from the watch list just in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, or 2008, yes. From the Time magazine, the United States of America, because of the way Mandela fought the people, because of the way Mandela fought the apartheid regime, he was listed in terror watch list in the United States of America on the 2008. What is happening in Biafra land today is not different. As Mandela was listed on the watch list, African leaders were celebrating Mandela because Mandela was fighting against apartheid white regime. What we, the Biafra people, have decided to do is to make sure that those who are on the ground, we are going to be lecturing them, we are going to be creating awareness, telling them their problems, and what they do after listening to us is so completely the decision of the people who are on ground. Today, we are witnessing several attacks in Nigeria, especially in Biafra land, being orchestrated by unknown gunmen. Those unknown gunmen are people's children. Those unknown gunmen are those who Nigerian government have made fatherless. Those unknown gunmen are the people that Nigerian government has used the Fulanis to kill and rape their mothers. And today they are rising up in arms. They are now sophisticated and burning down police stations, burning down facilities belonging to the government. And this is exactly what happened in South Africa, how the apartheid regime of South Africa ended. A lot of people don't know this. If you, the African leaders today, or during the time of the apartheid regime, can support Nelson Mandela to burn down police stations, facilities in South Africa against apartheid regime, if you supported Nelson Mandela to burn cars, houses, attack government facilities in quest to end the apartheid regime, you also have to support whatever activities you see going on in Biafra land today in quest to free ourselves from the terrorist government of Nigeria. I will be analyzing and bringing more facts and evidences on Sunday, as I will be on this program. But the message I want to leave to the African leaders today, if you support apartheid regime, you have to also support the exit of Biafra. The exit of Biafra will solve Africa problem. I have made it very clear, and more detailed analysis will be given to why the exit of Biafra from Nigeria will solve this problem. And not only that, just in the few seconds I will be rounding up. Not only that, I want everybody to think about how a government you have in Nigeria will be sitting and watching its people being killed, and they are only attacking those who have armed themselves to defend their land. This is something that every African leader must rise up to. Biafra has come. We are going to fight until last man standing. Few days ago, the president of Nigeria has declared war against us. He said he's going to talk to us in a language we will understand. What language is the president talking about? The president is talking about a language of guns, barrels of guns, ammunition, and bombs. It is happening already in Biafra land. We are also going to speak to Nigeria government in the language they are going to understand. And that language we have started already. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Simon. That speaking is peaceful. And I have been in the struggle for a long time, Simon. Leave that one silent. Leave it silent. I know why I'm guiding you. You are my younger man coming up. I want to tell you, I'll talk to you on the phone to leave it silent so that the message has come. We have got the message. All of you on the panel, you have the message. Leave it there. And you know why I like your message a bit, is that is going today. Kenya is a member of Saharan Africa to the United Nations Security Council. The message that you are giving now is that there is trouble in Nigeria. The president is threatening people that he will deal with them the style of 1967. Call it that way. Let the people know because he was on the side that actually finished most of you. We know the history. So thank you very much for that. And I will tell you some tricks on how we can go about without too much of, you have now found a partner. Don't worry about that. Thank you very much, viewers. Now I come to my second. Miriam, if you can remind me, who was the second to speak?
Was me.
Was Professor. Professor, please. You can look at our time.
Thank you so much. In fact,
just summarize in about 2 minutes.
Yes, if you can listen to me in my presentation, I even...
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I will speak to you, Simon. Thank you. Okay. Your message makes me very emotional. I know what is going on, and I document it every day.
All right.
So thank you.
Professor, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Matsanga. I'm saying that this summit was timely. We have vented our anger, our frustrations, our feelings. And I want to assure that the brothers of Biafra from Nigeria, you are not alone. I always am also in the struggle for the Sahrawi people. I will not forget you. And let me just have this to say that it will be well. It's a matter of time. It will be well. Nothing should be discussed about you without you. You must be on the agenda. And when it comes to self-determination, nobody can stop you because you want it. They don't want you want it. No matter how many years it takes, you will get what you want. You will get your state. It is just a matter of time. I would only want to appeal that we only need to be very honest to each other. We have to be very objective. We have to be impartial. That's what Dr. Matsanga was trying to say, that let us not do things which will harm people. Let us do things which will unite the people of Africa. Let us be very accurate on what we want. Let us try to be very transparent. Let us try to ask for accountability and integrity from our leaders. If I die today and I go to meet the forefathers of the continent of Africa, I will be a very happy man to tell them that we have started a conversation. This stone which has started rolling, continue gathering the momentum. We are not going to midwife and achieve all the things the continent of Africa is facing with. The beauty of it is that we have begun. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, and we are keeping on moving. We will change Africa. Africa Union is dead. We will have another forum. Nobody can stop us. Let France and other Western countries continue sponsoring African Union. But Africa people, you and I, we know what we want. We want a body which can address the continent of Africa. My appeal to the young people is this: you are our hope. The people who brought the independence of the continent of Africa were not old men. They were bare on their 20s, they were 30s. That's how they managed to send the colonists away. We have a lot of hope in the young people. If we get it right, let us start organizing and stop organizing. All those things you are saying, they are killing us, they are bringing other things. Yes, that's the truth. But let us be together. Let us try to support each other. Let us try to have shared responsibility. Let us try to coordinate. Let us have the feeling that we are African. Let us have Pan-African. Those of you who have got an opportunity of staying outside the continent of Africa, speak to us, call us, send resources to the continent of Africa. You are our source of inspiration. I would not conclude by saying it shames me that the African young people crosses the Mediterranean Sea and they drown there. And no African leader speaks about it. Dr. Matsanga and my fellow panelists, as I submit, Africa has got work to be done. And nobody can do that work. We are equal to that task. I'm looking for a better Africa. Together, we can succeed. Let us work as a team, because as a team, together, each achieves more. As a team, we are going to achieve more. Biafra will get its independence, The Bashona people will get their independence. We are not doing their monkey business, my brothers and sisters who are here. Dr. Matsanga, may God give you the grace and the wisdom to continue steering the continent of Africa. There's no another time that we need a forum like this, just like now. Let us have some lessons from the corona pandemic that we need to organize ourselves. We need to, our brothers, keep us. We need to take Africa forward. I submit Dr. Matsanga.
All right. Dr. Who did you want to come up next? Is it?
Thank you very much. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Professor Onyari. Now, Dr. Arome. No, before Dr. Arome, Mtinta Masowe. Then Dr. Arome. Then finally, the Ambassador Maina. Gani Maina, then I will conclude so that I can seal Maina's reports.
All right.
I'm honest. Because if you allow him, he will go through it. Thank you, Muntinta Masowe. Then Dr. Arome Salif.
Thank you very much. I thank everyone for coming, and mostly to the doctor for organizing this important platform. Mostly to me as a young person trying to aspire to become a global leader, not just within my own continent, but also other continents. It's really a very big platform for me. And this is the time I have to say this, rather to put out my ideas so far. So in relation to the question, just to conclude, is African Union dead? I feel the African Union itself is still there, but then it has become weak. It has been weakened. Why? First things first, it has lost its identity. Any person who loses their identity, these are people that will always be failures at the end of the day. It's always okay to find your own identity. How do we unite African Union? Firstly, it is still going to be there, but it just needs competent people. The first thing that we need to do is we need to accept who we are. We need to stop fighting each other. We need to stop denying our history. Yes, we made mistakes, but then we can still mend them and prepare a better future for our children to come. Secondly, what we need to do, if the leaders in the African Union have failed, let's replace them with the competent ones. That's how we're going to have a strong team. Thirdly, what we need to do is, I always speak about women. I believe women are very good at taking care of their homelands. I feel we need an equal space for women. We need more women to take up leadership spaces for them to protect the homelands. We cannot be having to say 1.8%, for instance, in my country, are people who are sitting in the parliament. How are we going to make decisions based on our sons, based on our children? What we need to do is we need equal spaces for women to represent us there, because I very much know to say maybe 1% of mothers out there don't care about their children. What we need mothers to take care of these homelands. That's what we want. More women to take up leadership spaces. Thirdly, young people. We need more young people because of course, you can concur with me. The world has we're in the Renaissance period. People have become liberal. We need young people to bring out good ideas. We need young people to bring out fresh ideas on how we can be able to balance up, because the world doesn't stick at one place. The world is always changing. We have become internationalized, but let's not forget where we're coming from. We are who we are, and let's never forget that. And to our leaders here who are in the diaspora, let's not pretend as if we're not Africans. Once we have a problem to say, once they go to the diaspora, others, they would want to speak as if maybe they are people they're natives from the diaspora. They don't want to do anything, they don't want nothing to do with the African continent once they leave. And they only find courage living here. And once they go to the diaspora, that's when they begin speaking. Why don't you start speaking from here? It's like you want to speak from here, and at the end of the day, Well, if you don't want to speak from here, or you want to speak once you go to the diaspora, because you know you can't be touched, security reasons. So they should not be blaming young people and anyone else who is in Africa and is not speaking, yet they only speak once they leave, they run away from Africa. So if we want to sort out all these problems, starting from the leadership of the African Union, let's also try as well to put in competent people. Let's not just think of, oh, he's driven by passion, but is it that you need to ask yourself a question? Is it this person who is going to represent us, who is going to be a leader, who we are going to choose as a head of state? Is he competent enough? Is he able to take care of his own home first before taking up responsibility of taking care of the nation? What we need are competent leaders. And let's not be tribalistic. Let's not be judge people because of the race, whatever. Let's put in competent people because we are running out of time. For me, I wouldn't want to be that person who's going to be blamed by my future generation. I began my leadership space, like taking up leadership space, the time I was just 17. So if I can do it, everyone else can do it. Mindset is the thing we need to work on. Otherwise, we'll just be like the Roman Empire.
Thank you.
Which did that way. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The Roman Empire of Emperor Nero. Mutinta, you remind me, Emperor Nero. I read it in and out. So, to be fair to ladies, Jocelyn, you have been consistent. And let's have another, let's hear your summary.
All right.
Jocelyn,
thank you,
you
Dr.
have
David.
only 2 minutes.
All right, great.
I am stealing minutes from myself.
Thank you, Dr. David, for the opportunity, for the platform as well, to and for helping us, tell our story out there, which has been hidden for so long. I honestly agree with what the lady said, and also what Simon has been saying. For Africa to be free, we need to start from the grassroots. We need to actually go back to the drawing board. You understand? We've got what it takes to make a great Africa. We've got all it takes to make a great Africa, whereby the whole nation, other Western world, will actually look into Africa and say, yes, we did what we were supposed to do. But for the fact that we are still believing and depending on the white people to solve our problem, is still it still boils down to us going to, remaining as a slave in their hands. So, please, what I want to say now is, if those in the UK can actually, because we have issues with the white people, which is like the British, holding us down. They have hands in what is going on in Africa, in Nigeria, and in those places they've colonized. Their hands are still in it. So if those ones in the UK can actually organize and then go on a protest in the 10 Downing Street, let them hear their voice, not just going to their embassies only to protest, but go down to the head office where this thing is being, where they have everything being mapped out. Let them go there. Let this protest take place, and then maybe they will be forced to show the anger or the suffering of the people back home. They should go to number 10 Downing Street. I heard there's a protest being planned that will be going on, that will take place on the 12th of this month, June. So if they can organize it, go down to the 10 Downing Street. Let them know that, yes, Africans are tired of what they are doing in our land. Then the whole world will be able to see it. Mm-hmm. Right now, everything that is happening to Africa is being covered. They don't want to show it. So, and also for Africa to be free, they need to give us the referendum we are asking. Give us the referendum. Let people vote and say, okay, do we want to remain in Nigeria, or you want to become a new nation in Biafra? Let that option be thrown onto the table. Let people go with that. Give us the referendum. Nobody is asking for war in Nigeria. Nobody wants anybody dead. All we are asking is the referendum. Give us the referendum. Let people determine and decide where they want to belong to. If Biafra is free, trust me, the whole other African nation is going to be free. And this whole killing and terrorism is going to be a minimal thing. It is going to stop completely. This is all I want to say. And I want to say thank you for giving me the voice to speak and to air my view, because we need to be heard. The young ones need to be heard. We need a platform like this for the young people to come on air. Doctor, I think you can organize that. Bring in the young people to come on air and let their voices be heard. Let their voices be heard. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to give more
Doctor,
younger people.
Just allow me one moment. I know Dr. Arome Salif will be coming, but also we have one of our panelists there who has been waiting to say something since the beginning of the show. That is Kachuku. So maybe after Dr. Arome, he can come in. I don't know if you can just guide me on that.
Who?
Kachuku.
Should I go on now?
Yeah, Kachuku, where are you?
Here, I am here, Doctor. My son.
I can't see you, my brother.
Yeah, my hand is in the air.
All right, Kachuku, go ahead, and then Dr. Arome will. Dr. Arome.
Yes. Are you ready for me now?
All right, Dr. Arome, and then Kachuku, you'll come after Dr. Arome.
There is Dr. Achuku.
Yeah. Hello.
Go ahead, Dr. Arome.
Okay. Sorry. Once again, good morning, everyone. I've listened to all the contributors, and truly it has been quite insightful listening to, all the contributions. I think we share so much in common as a people, and we have the same, concerns. Looking introspectively, in retrospect, we certainly have a lot to look at, a lot to learn, a lot to be inspired, with. But first and foremost, I would like to begin by thanking the organizers for putting this together. It's not just timely, it's long overdue. Africa needs a platform through which her citizens could ventilate their minds, their opinions, their positions, their ideas, and through this fertilization of ideas, we could move the continent forward collectively. Having said this, the topic, on the table, or one of the topics on the table is if African Union is dead. African Union is a baby of necessity that have been managed, bettered and managed or raised by a bad mother. Bad mother, in this instance, the leadership, of the African Union. Of course, collectively, the leadership of the continent. So the first thing that you want to ask, if you have, a bad mother, would be, who is the husband? The husband, in this instance, are the citizens, the African people that recruit, their leaders, and these leaders in turn provide leadership, at the African Union level. And so the citizens will need to sit up and ensure that, the demand for good governance, first and foremost, beginning with credible electoral process, that we have sound electoral reform across all countries in the continent to guarantee free and fair election, acceptable outcome that can produce good governance for all. We must push for this across every single country, that Africa is ripe enough to enjoy credible democracy. And this is a right, it's not a privilege. The citizens must demand for this, the citizens must fight for this, the citizen must end this. And for me, that is the foundation of getting the African Union leadership right. And again, if you look at the recruitment process, the leadership recruitment process at African Union level, you can trace it back to what we are talking about. The head of African Union, the chairman of African Union, the secretary general, whatever they have in that place, they are manipulated by the same presidents that we are recruiting wrongly across different countries in Africa, and then turn, infect the leadership of African Union and make them ineffective, inefficient, and docile. And so we need to look at it that for us to have a very, constructive, useful, strategic, and energetic African Union, we must get the leadership recruitment process right. We must subject the leadership recruitment process of African Union to democratic.
seem to have suffered a bit of a technical hitch there from Dr. Arome, who was making very cardinal key points there on what is wrong with the African Union. In a quest to answer the question that we posed today, is African Union dead? Okay. Can you hear me, Doctor? All right.
I hear you now.
Dr. Arome, we seem to have lost him.
Dr. Arome seemed to have been interrupted by the French. So they don't want him to make his point.
But could we have
African Union has cut him off.
I'm here, Michelle.
All right,
thank
go
you
ahead.
very much.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Matsanga, too, for this beautiful opportunity. And to all the speakers, I believe we are all here because we are stakeholders in Africa and because we want something good to happen. So I thank you all for coming. And we need a very big platform like CNN. The media has a lot to do in bringing Africa together. And we have always arrived at this point where people say, what can we do? What shall we do? Well, one thing we can all do, we must agree to this if we are truthful to ourselves, is giving Biafra a chance. Let us use it, let us say, as a kind of experiment. Let us try. Let everybody support Biafra. Let's go back to where we are, how we were, before anybody came to meddle up with what we had. This is my point. And I pray, too, that your punchline, Dr. Matsanga, will grow very great, very large, and to be so powerful enough to have a voice like CNN and the rest of them, so that Africa can have a voice, at least, in you and with you, without somebody meddling in your affairs, without somebody controlling you with cash or any other thing. We pray that you be totally independent and conscientiously so. God bless you all.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Sorry, my network went off at the point.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I can.
1 minute, Dr. Arome.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. So I want to make this submission, and I think it's critical. I appreciate the struggle of my brothers and sisters in the southeastern part of the country, and we stand them in this struggle. The injustices and the unfair treatment, political, marginalization, all of these are regrettable, unacceptable, and we would fight along with them as long as the struggle is peaceful, as long as the struggle is cordial, as long as the struggle guarantees the safety and security of all citizens, including the southeastern citizens, because right now the fight in the zone does not guarantee the safety and security of the citizens of the southeastern part of the country, and I don't think that is fair, as a strategy. Now there are a lot of constructive means to guarantee and ensure that the issues necessitating the agitation are properly and promptly addressed. For example, we are talking of restructuring as a country, and I think a lot of the key actors and many opinion leaders are agitating for reversal back to 1963 Constitution. And I think that is the grand norm that we should all fall back to as a country to get it right, because you cannot build something on nothing. We need to revisit the structural framework of the country. Once we get it right from that point, every other part of the country will get it right. I can tell you for free, I'm from Kogi State. I'm from a particular ethnic group called the Igalas. We don't have a governor. We don't have a minister. And yet it's the 9th most populous ethnic group in the country. Now, that is huge marginalization, if you ask me. But I would rather want to have a country where you are not judged or, participating in the country on the basis of your ethnicity, but on the basis of your citizenship as an individual, as a group. That way, we would continue to see ourselves as one. We will continue to see ourselves as having common issues, common challenges, and how to provide common solutions to these issues. Now, I will tell you for free that even if you have Biafra today, it does not guarantee that there will suddenly be heaven in that area or in that part of the country. You will still have the same or similar issues that you are fighting for today in that same country. We used to have South Sudan, having to come up for South Sudan as a country, but that never guaranteed peace in South Sudan. We need to learn from history that it's not about having your own country that guarantees development of your people. It's about having to engage constructively to find solutions to the issues at hand. And that is exactly the pathway to sustainable peace and progress. Now, if again you reflect on how we got to this point and the impact the current situation has brought to all of us, you will learn that indeed our leaders in history, our leaders in the past failed, majorly in providing leadership for Africa. That is why in Nigeria today we are where we are. Our leaders failed in several opportunities they had to provide leadership at all levels. And that is why we are still fighting for what we are not supposed to fight for naturally. US today, they have their own issues. Britain, they have their own issues. Germany have their issues. Every part of this world have their peculiar political issues to contend with. We have ours, but we must look at how to address ours in a very, strategic and constructive way to ensure that we don't destroy, but that we build at the end of the day. So finally, I want to submit on issue of poverty and issue of intra-Africa migration. On issue of poverty is a common denominator across Africa. If you're in South Africa, if you're in Botswana, if you're in Ghana, you're in Nigeria, poverty is common to all Africans. But I want to say this, that we have so much in Africa that we have no business with poverty. We've got to look inward and ensure that indeed we activate our internal resources and make sure we refine them, add value to these resources, not just export these resources without value addition. It's only through value addition that we can create jobs for our youth, and it's only through value addition that industries can be functional and relevant. Then finally, that they should power stable electricity to support these industries. Nigeria, that is the problem, and I think we must find a way to bring solutions to the table on how to tackle some of these infrastructural problems so that Africans stop leaving Africa, stay back in Africa, develop Africa for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arome Salif, the chairman of AYGF.
Africa
still battling it in Nigeria itself. He hasn't left. So thank you very much. We got your points. Those are good points, valid, but some of the people on the panel listening to you like a Kachuku. I say Kachuku saying, no way. So, but this is a debate.
Wait. People speak like politicians all the time, and then nothing comes out of it. It's just like they roll out the energy and bottle it out.
I am giving you a platform
on Sunday.
I'm giving you a platform on Sunday. Doctor, don't forget to come on that.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Ambassador. Time is flying against us. I think we have Kusewe. Is it Kusewe? Yes. Kusewe is always very precise. 1 minute.
Kusewa. Edward.
Mr. Edward Kusewa. 1 minute. He's always precise.
Thank you very much, colleagues. My 1 minute is we all need constructive engagement, and that has been made possible by such platforms as the ones we have. Let us continue being positive. Let us remove the negativity, and let us see how this profile can be built for a prosperous Africa. Viva!
Okay.
Thank you. I like you, Kusawe, for being accurate. Viva Africa! Viva Africa! Lastly, let me come back to N'Djamena, the capital city of Chad. The man himself, Ambassador Ghana, Minor. From the chat, you have not been popular today.
Merci beaucoup, Mr. Matsanga. Merci beaucoup. Je dois parler en français, but let me go back to English because some of the words you cannot understand them well. And God. I know you don't like French. Now, you see, words are sweet.
Because I don't eat frogs.
It's okay. Words are very sweet, but they will never replace
you have eaten a lot of frogs.
All right.
Dr. Matsanga, words are very sweet, but they will
fire.
You see, words are very sweet, but they will never replace food. And if you are hungry, you will never listen any sweet poet, Dr. Matsanga. You see, our mindset in Africa, we have to agree first, we come from different cultural background, we have different education, we come from different religion, and we come from different environment. As you, Dr. Matsanga, you are saying sometimes, even the food we are eating is giving us a different behavior in Africa here. If we did not agree to come together to accommodate ourselves, we are not going nowhere. We will have 1 million conference, Pan-African. We will come back to blame. There will be a time even we are blaming God. God, you are not a good one. We will blame. Why? Because we did not agree first our map. How do we go about it? How can we accommodate each other? I have come to understand today, even in this platform, if your view is not matching with someone, means that you are not right or you are not doing well. That is where we need to agree among each other. But if we have all the same view, we will never go nowhere. We are hypocrites. We all know even in Chad, we have Lamido. In Igbo land, we have Igwe. In Iguala land, we have Ata. If those three people, they are fake, mean the kingsmen are fake. And if the kingsmen are fake, mean we, the population, we are not honest. The Igbo people know. If the Igwe start to behaving funny, mean the kingsmen are wrong. Now we, the people, we are just talking. We know that history has been repeating itself, Dr. Matsanga. When you see a leader of a community, mean he is the photocopy of the population, either we like it or not. If we don't want anybody here, if we don't want our leaders, we will change them the next day. But why are we not doing so, Dr. Matsanga? This is my question to the panelists. If our leaders are fake, mean the kingsmen are fake. So mean we, the population, we are fake. We can't agree with the kingsmen who are fake. Means something is wrong. Why can we not come together today to find a way? History has been repeating itself. In any African countries, when you see the younger generation who are committing a lot of atrocities, 99% of them, when you sit down with them, you find out, Dr. Matsanga, they are innocent. They don't even know what they are doing. Sometimes they are being pushed by hunger. Sometimes they are being pushed by lies. Sometimes they have been even blackmailed because they hold their family ransom to go and do bad things. We who has now the ability to understand where the atrocity coming from, we can lend the hand to our enemy. Because sometimes your enemy, if he die, you are not happy. We need to make sure that our enemy in ally, we lend him hand to sit down to say, why are we committing these atrocities? Because right now, when you see that we, the brothers and sisters, are fighting to death, somebody else has inherited our wealth. Why can we not come together to find out? Huh? Why can we not come together to find out that something is wrong somewhere? We are fighting and a stranger come and collect our father's wealth. This is what we are going through. Because today, when you count 10 African countries, you find out we have similar problems. Ethnic problem, the leaders are not doing well, African Union. So are we here first to find that there is a solution, or we come here just to complain and to whine? This is my question. Mr. Simon said it earlier, we have to find a way to make sure that we fix this issue, because if one African country is affected, the whole Africa is affected. Now, you see, since the problem of Libya, Africa has never had peace, Dr. Matsanga. Never had peace. The Arab Spring, Africa has never had peace. Why we cannot come together today to sit to find a solution to say, okay, this is our mindset, this is where we are coming from, and this is our behavior, but we want to accommodate ourselves to war. Division has never bring peace. Dr. Arome, I agree with him. My brother, Dr. Arome, there in Nigeria, he said that are we really 100% sure that we have to make sure that after even we get separation, we cannot fight? South Sudan has shown the story that why they separate themselves from Sudan, but they never have peace at the end of the day. But there was one united the day of fighting. We need to make sure that we fix our issues. We go to the drawing board to find out why this thing is happening. Who is manipulating us? This is my topic of the day, Dr. Matsanga. I want to thank you so much. Thank you to the viewers. I will be on Sunday to listen for the Nigerian, because if we address the Nigerian issue, me in Chad, I will have peace. You know, in Chad, I'm the soldier of Africa, but now I'm losing all my resources because some other countries are causing chaos in our department. Thank you so much, Dr. Matsanga.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ambassador Maina. Thank you very much, participants. Thank you very much, speakers. Thank you very much, onlookers. Thank you very much, those who have supported the people of Biafra, of Africa, of all the states in ECOWAS, starting from Gambia, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, Mali, where army is changing uniforms from the toilet to the bathroom. Every day, they remove this, they do that, AU is watching. Mauritania, the Sahrawi people suffering across Sahrawi, the suffering of the people of Central African Republic who have never seen peace, the suffering of the people of Gabon, or sort of Cameroon, who have been tortured for 42 years of the dictatorship of Paul Biya and his wife, who has bought a wig for $1 million. Did you know that Biya's wife, the wig is $1 million? And there are people, children in Cameroon who have no food. That's the life Africa has. Thank you very much for all expressing your views on this platform. I have gathered all the views, and before I forget, I want to tell you that leave your email address with Michelle. You will get the copy of all what we have talked. That is what Michelle does for me. All what we have talked here, she does it. She transcribes it into notes. She is my right-hand person. So Michelle will get all your notes, and we shall give you what we talked on this platform. Don't think it is a shouting a mess. The reverends, the fathers, the Dr. Arome. We also want to invite Nigerian diplomats, wherever you are. We don't care facing you face to face. Come on the television and face the people. All these people who are talking are very, very good people. They are good Nigerians. They are good Biafrans. They are good Cadians. They are good Libyans, but they want to speak their mind. And I will give them the platform. I will not be threatened, cowed down by Buhari, telling people that he will show them the language. You think we don't also know the language? We know the language even now, also like you. You went to Sandhurst. Some of us also went to those same schools. So don't worry. Come slowly, Mr. Buhari. The people are on the side. One of the things that I got out of here is Biafrans want a referendum. That's all. They want a referendum. Give them a referendum. And you can, yes, give them a referendum. And leave them to decide. The marriage is not working. And the marriage will not work. Give them a referendum. And you can stagger when you can finally do the British and the European Union system when do you want to live? When do you want to give them freedom? But first, give them a referendum to decide whether they want to be married by you or be in your marriage or in your house or not. To me, I think I've found 99%. And I want to be very honest here. There is no 99% and a half of Biafrans want to leave the house. They want to leave Nigeria. And General Babangida said, let's start rearranging Nigeria before Nigeria rearranges itself. Oga, before Nigeria rearranges itself. Because for me, political scientists, I see Nigeria planning to rearrange for itself. A call for referendum is not a call for war. Don't threaten people. People are saying, you are only 4 million people. You are ruling 80 million people. You are driving on their back. You are beating their youth. You are defiling them. You are butchering them. You are slaughtering them. Why don't you give them one right? Go and have your freedom elsewhere. And you can start sharing what you have. But now, Nigeria with a rotten, you see, I agree with Maina for the first time. Somewhere, Maina said the problem of West Africa and North Africa was Libya. The collapse of Libya opened up the entire region into chaos. That is true. But the question of Nigeria, of Biafra, has been there for a long time, unsolved. And we have been counting on it. It is becoming a time bomb. A population of 80 million people in a house of 120. You can see where the problem is. In a house of 200 million people, 80 million are from Biafra. What will you do to them when the population explodes? Will you kill all of them? The world will be on your doorsteps. Mr. Buhari, AU, finally, ladies and gentlemen on the panel, from Zambia, from Harare, from North Africa, Egypt, from West, in Sierra Leone, in Senegal, in Ghana, in Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, in Morocco, Rabat, in Mauritania, Mali, in Central African Republic, Chad, in Cameroon, Amazonia, in Gabon, in Togo, East or West, all of us know African Union is dead. Africa is divided into French-speaking, frog-eating operators, and we English-speaking people. You saw it in Parliament. Didn't you see in African Parliament in South Africa? How many of you have seen that clip? I think all of you have seen that clip where African Parliament, MPs from the whole Africa, they were fighting in Parliament because the French-speaking Africa wanted to take the presidency for the 5th time. Is Africa Union alive? The answer is no. Where are the guidelines of African Union? I want to leave you with two questions. As you go back to your capitals, as you go back to Abuja or Enugu or Onitsha, as you go back to Finland, Britain, America, wherever you are, What can you do now to revive African Union? What can you do to create a renaissance? Europe went through a revolution. Can we also, amongst us, in the final end tally, we shall come up with leaders. And I want those leaders. That's why we want your emails. So leaders will come up and come up with a Maputo declaration or Nairobi declaration or Harare declaration or Addis Ababa declaration. They are leaders or Kampala declaration. They are leaders ready to help. Or Kigali declaration. Believe me or not, someone in Africa is listening. There is something going on which is very wrong. If we don't treat it now, it's gonna explode and become very big. That the youth are growing uneasy about so many things that most of the African countries might have upheaval. If we don't solve it now, then we are to blame. So finally, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you. From Maina. Maina is my younger sick man, child of Africa, but not the type of sickness. He is politically a very good man, but very disoriented when it comes, and very intelligent. He asks very good questions. For example, Maina asked one question that I've never answered. He said, we produce diamonds, but do we even make one ring? How many countries in Africa make a ring? Kachuku, Kachuchuku. Do you make, is there a factory in Nigeria that makes rings? Diamond rings.
Miner should ask his folks.
You see, there's no factory in Africa that makes these rings that every woman wants to wear or every man wants to show, so that another man cannot grab you or another woman does not grab you. Do you make rings in Africa? No. But we produce diamonds, then export diamonds to Belgium or to London. Then London cuts rings for Africa to wear. Isn't it a shame? Go home, challenge it that way. Nigeria produces crude oil, but every time I go to Lagos, I have to take off my suit and then remove the tie, because by the time I arrive in Hilton or Sheraton, one of those hotels, from the beach down here to reach the conference hall, you are sweating from the leg up to the hair, because there is no petrol, there is a jam. Nigeria produces oil, but there is no refined fuel at the petrol station. Isn't it a shame? Because Buhari and the wife, you know, he has a lot of wives. I don't know which one is which. The other time someone was trying to help him. Yeah, one of them has banked money in New York, $2.5 billion. There was one wife, madam, there. Very beautiful. Luckily enough, they are very beautiful ladies. So thank you very much. I will handle the Nigerian issue on Sunday. I want to thank Miriam, who has been very patient with us, because usually she looks and says she's patient. We have not been a bad group. It is only Maina, our usual man. In a family, we have a stubborn man. And you know, Maina is stubborn, very stubborn. But when you find him outside this place, he's a very good man. But let's keep it that way. Agree to disagree, but never to have enmity. I want to thank you so much. Those who live in London, like Chika Amico, we shall meet. I also live in Croydon. One of these days we shall bump into each other. I remain focused. I live up in Surrey, in Selsdon. We can meet and chat over a pint of water. These days I don't have alcohol. So I thank you so much. I thank you so much. I thank all the ladies. I thank all of you, Doctor, all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miriam. This is the way to go. Don't give up. Even if I'm not here, one of you should take the mantle and continue preaching. Continue a peaceful way. Let's engage peacefully, as Dr. Aroma has said. Don't engage badly. Engage peacefully. Let's tell Buhari we want a referendum. We are not wanting a war. Buhari wants to take us to a war, but we shall not go there. Let's make our case in African Union, UN, EU, Commonwealth. It is going to be in Kigali. I am going to arrive in Kigali to confront Mr. Buhari. Kigali, Rwanda, I'm coming. And you know you can't stop me. Me and Kagame, we are friends. We were in the battlefield together. You will not stop me entering Rwanda. I will confront you, Your Excellency, and ask you one question. Why are you killing Igbo people? You have no right to kill people. These guys want a referendum. Give them. And then you stagger when they can leave. And then your term of office expires. You leave the problem to the next president. You will even have a legacy. I am teaching Mr. Buhari some politics here. If I were Buhari now, I would give the Biafran people a referendum. Then stagger it to get results and give them results in 2027 for them to leave when you have arranged everything. You will leave a name, but at the moment I don't think Buhari is going to leave a name. He has no right to kill people. The Fulani people have no right to kill each other. This platform advocates for unity of African integration. But I want to make it very clear that Africa cannot integrate when some tribes are bleeding. Can we integrate when other people are bleeding? How? How? Amazonians are bleeding. Biafrans are bleeding. Central Africans are bleeding. Libyans are bleeding. Somalis are bleeding. Mozambicans are bleeding. Democratic Republic of Congo are bleeding. Can we unite, integrate when we are bleeding? The answer is no. And therefore, the answer is no, Mr. Buhari. We are advocating for African unity, but unity without diversity. Unity without calling others, without telling others to leave Abuja and go home. How do you tell a Nigerian who paid money to build a capital city, Abuja, to go home? I have been in a hotel in Nigeria where someone was telling another one, go home. Because he's Igbo. He was told to go home. Why is your home in Nigeria? Isn't it Abuja your home? No. Thank you very much, Miriam.
All right.
Thank you, Africa. Thank you very much, all of you again. Africa Manda, this station, therefore, before I do that, I want to give Miriam a chance to say some good voice of sending us off.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, our panelists. Thank you so much, our viewers, specifically. They've been engaging with us on the comment section, and I've been going through a lot of your comments this afternoon. It has been slightly over 3 hours now, but I think it is all worth it. Thank you for watching. My name is Miriam Muguta, and we shall be back here on Sunday with another show, Africa Showdown, at 2 p.m. East African time. So remember to tune in then. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye from me.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye from me. This station is for Africa, with Africa, by Africa. Ciao.